Yeah, so this is probably the best.
Warning: The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley,
Whoops,
Season
secrets.
3. What?
What? I have the Ceratulia art up. Whoops.
No problem.
No,
Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 26, Killik'Tura Oasis. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here. What's happening? Why?
Shane as Umbramancer Zavid.
Whose baby is this?
Again?
It's not mine. I found it in the desert.
And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf, the Heartseeker.
I still very much do not want to be wearing a wig right now.
I can't blame you. And as always, I'm Lumpy Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra battled a den of Lamashtan cultists. Within his den, an Aslanti elf named the Scribbler had been breeding creatures to fight for the Mother of Monsters during the Conjunction. Massive jackal wares had been sent into the desert to raid nomad camps and kidnap women. Disgusting parasitic creatures were implanted within their bodies, a sickening blessing in the eyes of the Lamashtan faithful. Zavid's magical repulsion spell and Bix's stony fists kept the jackal minions at bay as the Scribbler was attacked. Sarah Landscar distracted the Scribbler long enough for Reese to shepherd the terrified women out of harm's reach. Using her newfound control over lightning while under the reckless effects of Seeker's blindness, Khan used herself as a conductor, shocking a bolt of electricity through every foe. Though he absorbed the blood from the floor to heal himself, the Scribbler was no match for the full onslaught of Lux Et Umbra. Falling upon Khan's blade, the mad jackal bled out in the ruins he called home. Before moving on, Reese took the Scribbler's magical kukri as a trophy. Deeper into the den, Lux Et Umbra found more writings upon the walls. In particular, a strange poem about the Rune Forge, an ancient forge within Urgathoa's domain of Abaddon. It seems the Scribbler believes it to be a source of great potential power. Behind a crack in a carving of Lamashtu, Zavid spotted a treasure chest. With the aid of Khan showing off her new ability to become an actual rat, a trap was avoided and some new magic items were found. However, pride cometh before the fall. As Lux Et Umbra swiftly made their way through a hallway, Khan and Reese stepped on a pile of moss. As a cloud of spores erupted and cleared, two regular jackals stood wagging their tails and yipping at each other. While trying to figure out what exactly had happened, Reese changed back to his usual elfy self. But Khan did not. Zavid determined they had been cursed and used the magics of Cabriri to return her to normal. Beyond still was a small room covered in much more personal writings from the Scribbler. He had been trapped down here, hearing the voices of Lamashtu for 10,000 years. The Scribbler was a witness to the Earthfall, the death of the goddess Akavna, and the destruction of the Castrovelli spaceship Horizon's Pursuit by a massive asteroid impact. What he had seen drove him mad, his death a mercy. Within his writings, he revealed the Runeforge could be used to craft weapons containing the souls of devils. Realizing that the Scribbler's kukri might be one such weapon, Reese and Zavid decided to attempt to release it. A mix of shadow magic and a strong hammer swing later, and a large, terrifyingly beautiful devil appeared from within the broken sword. Introducing herself as Thazadorix, Lux Et Umbra attempted to ingratiate themselves to get some questions answered. However, nothing prepared them for the shock of Pipette, Khan's six-legged rat familiar, announcing to Thaz that she wished an audience with Asmodeus, King of Hell. Thaz agreed to answer questions, decrypt the Scribbler's poem, and would set up an audience between Lux Et Umbra and Asmodeus. With a knee-buckling touch of the cheek, Thazadorix returned to Hell and Lux Et Umbra to the Windseeker. Within the bottom of the ship, Pipette was questioned about her intentions. She laid bare her plans, centuries in the crafting. Lao Shu Po, goddess of the moon's shadow, will risk her divine essence to Asmodeus in exchange for the assassination of Urgathoa and her promotion to the right hand of the King of Hell. However, before Lux Et Umbra can march into the throne room of Asmodeus himself, there remain a few loose ends to tie up within the sands of Assyrian. Bit of a long intro today, but that is now where we are here, as per usual, within the infinite floating blackness of the void. Baba Yaga appears before you upon the horizon. Her massive floating raven locks appear around her. She looks down to you all and says, "Welcome back, players. Once again, we find you in my realm. Please come forward."
How's
There's
it
a lot
going?
of cards that's left over now. I wonder which one I shall pick.
There are two left. Very powerful, very evil gods. Very different goals, it would seem. One an enemy of yours, one potential ally. Who will it be, Elliot? It is your turn to pick this week.
Man, better that you... I am dyslexic, wow. A devil that you know is better than a devil than you don't. So you'd think I'd go for Asmodeus, but I'm going Nyarlathotep today because it's really fun to say.
Nyarlathotep, the Faceless Sphinx. Very well. She reaches down her massive hand, grasps the field-sized card, flips it over, and she begins to read. Toss and turn, night by night, steal their dreams, yet receive a fright. When played, the PC accesses the dreams of anyone they have already met for one night. The PC has vivid nightmares for 1 week afterwards, and the player must describe at least one of these nightmares.
Oh, I
You may
love
describe
that.
up to 7, but you must describe one.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
There's so many choices.
Exactly. This is why I said it could
Okay,
be. Yeah, this is going to be RP. It depends on how you use it.
I
Who
could
knows what
waste
this is going
it,
to do?
and
Yeah, you could waste it.
I could waste it and see the inside of my soon-to-be husband's brain, or I
Mhm.
could use it for actual reason for plot.
Absolutely. It completely depends on how you use it. So I am dropping an item in your inventory. Nyarlathotep, the Faceless Sphinx. So you should, let's see.
Well, I could do it in a crushing, heartbreaking way too, and get my mom's dreams.
That's true. You could. You have met her. So you have that in your inventory now. Excellent choice there, Elliot. It would seem there's only one left. Shame. It looks that you will be getting Asmodeus next time.
It looks like it. You know, it makes a lot of sense too when you think about it. As people turn to the King of Hell when they have no other choice.
That's actually really fitting.
That is very true. We'll see what powers he can bestow. Ta for now. And she begins to fade back into the distance.
Man,
You
I'm
can
gonna
close
miss
out
her.
of that. I know, I'm gonna miss Baba Yaga too. Got one left. So let me remove them from here. And I think you said none of you really had anything you wanted to do before bed, before your long rest?
No.
After the conversation with Pipette?
The only thing that Khan and I get up to is failing to make any progress on the
That's right.
Jezebel staff.
Yes,
Which-
you...
I have decided on a name.
Hmm.
Memento Mori.
Ooh, yes. That's good. That's very good. Memento Mori. Wonderful. But yes, for those who are watching, we rolled out of game for their downtime to try to work on the staff. Both of them rolled natural ones on their crafting checks, so they make 0 progress on Memento Mori.
Yeah, and I couldn't even aid them with that because
no.
they both rolled ones.
So, you spend your time attempting to on the Windseeker, but your minds are not in it. You're thinking elsewhere. But it is the morning, and eventually you do wake up, and the first thing I need is for Khan and Zavid to roll me a will save, DC 34.
You got it.
Right.
I also need
Will
a couple
save.
others to do that as well. Gunnar and Sarah.
Yes, I bet it.
my
Nice,
God.
you both just met it.
You both
And then
got
here's
the same
Sarah.
number.
Oh no, Sarah got a nat 1. That's good.
Oh, that's why. Oh,
Ooh, and Gunnar got a 43. He critically succeeded, but Sarah
I think I'm in
critically
trouble.
failed.
I think I need to hide.
Yeah, you might want to keep some distance from Sarah. So let's see. Zealot's Ire. She gets the bad one. Sarah. Love it. So, you wake up in the morning and to the smell of pancakes and bacon. Gunnar is definitely in the kitchen. You can hear him through the walls, cooking up the bacon, making up the bacon, and you can start smelling it. But when you eventually come to the table, you can see that Adelina and Donyanka are already there. For anyone who happens to not know, Adelina Guiltleaf is the sister of Reese. She's a honey brown-haired elf woman who is a fighter, and her good friend and adventuring companion Anyanka Jenkins, who is a skeletal winter witch. And Also their other good friend, Gunnarsson's son, the paladin barbarian who is cooking breakfast for everyone.
And our favorite
we
boy.
also
He really is.
Oh, yeah.
He is
Our
everyone's
favorite
favorite boy.
And we also just learned that Adelina is built very sneaky, so I think it'd be funny. Every time she enters a scene, she just shows up behind someone and like scares them.
Like Batman.
Similar to like Mr. Deeds with the butler. I'm very sneaky, sir.
Or with Pink Panther and Kato.
Yep.
I didn't realize until yesterday when I leveled her up that she actually has a higher sneak than Khan. It's a plus 27.
What?
She's legendary.
Oh my god, so she could actually sneak up on Khan and Reese.
Yeah, she could. Yeah, she could sneak up, or she could out sneak either of you. So.
I like the idea she's not even trying. She just shows up and seems. When did you get here? Like, I just walked in.
But
don't you make noises?
As you wake up, they both wave to you. Good morning there, Zavid. Good morning, Khan. Did you get good sleep after that long adventure of saving them women?
Yeah, I always sleep well after I save a bunch of women, which I do all the time. Normally, that's like a common thing for me.
Your favorite hobby?
I'm kidding. No, I hate it. I'm kidding
I
again.
hate
I don't
women.
hate it. I just don't make it a thing.
So,
what is for breakfast? What is Gunnar making?
well, I got my famous Gunnar cakes, which is basically just a big stack of pancakes, and he holds up a plate that's like a foot high of pancakes. He says, there's nothing really too special about the Gunnar cake, it's just big, and he puts it down in front of you.
I don't know if I've had a pancake before. I don't know if we've ever role-played eating pancakes.
I don't think so.
So I
So
think
he doesn't know you've never had a pancake, so he's kind of
so I think I
self-conscious
start, I'm
about
like,
it being
"It's really
just
dry.
Okay, but
What the
can
heck?
Gunnar say flapjack?
The flapjacks. Yeah, that does sound like something he'd say. It's a big old stack of flapjacks. Oh, I
Did you
forgot
kill
the
Flapjacks?
syrup. I forgot the juniper syrup. How stupid of me. And he brings out a big jug, like an iced tea pitcher, and sets it down on the table in front of you. Don't forget your butter on there. Then he goes back to the kitchen.
Put a whole stick of butter on my stack. A stick on my stack, and then juniper syrup all over it.
So really good.
And that stack disappears.
I could see Zavid going like face first, butter first, and being like, I don't get it, and then eats the rest.
You ever
Personally,
you ever see Wreck-It Ralph 2, like the sequel where they have that game with the bunny eating the stack of pancakes? And then there's that scene, like the bunny gets really full, so it's like just sliding a giant stack of pancakes into its gullet. That's Zavid, except faster.
oh my god. I think that's when Reese probably walks in.
Yeah, and Bix as well, shortly behind you. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you.
Zavid, you look a little bit goopier than usual.
I unhinge my jaw like a snake and
As you do that, Zavid, Sarah comes up in between you and Reese, and she just reaches over, grabs the syrup, and walks to the other end of the table, sits down, and starts eating her pancakes.
I let out a huge belch. The table shakes a little bit.
You hear her squeak her fork and knife on her plate, but she still doesn't say anything. Like, it startles her, and she...
Yeah. Is there any meat? I'm craving some bacon or something.
Oh, it's a good thing you said that. I got some hot links a-coming. And Gunnar puts down a big plate of sausages as well.
I grab in with a bare hand. I don't use a fork or anything, and I just rip in. And it, like, juice, grease, like, get everywhere. I'm, like, eating sloppy. This is normal for Zavid. But, like, every excruciating detail I imagine is just magnified
it's
in
killing
my mind's
Sarah,
eye
yes.
as I'm, like, eating,
It's like eating with my ex. My ex did not like mouth sounds, and every time they visited, they would just give me a look. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, it's very that. She's annoyed at everything you're doing right now, and to everyone else, it's pretty clear. I feel like Zavita, unless you want to roll a perception check, you probably aren't really even aware that you're bothering her.
I'll roll one.
You're welcome to.
see
Roll
if
a public
if
then.
See how into your
Yeah.
food you are.
I mean, she can make a stealth, right? Or
That's
would
true.
it be deception?
Yeah, of deception. She would be deception. Let's see. She's probably not good at that. I know she's intimidating. Oh, 21? No, she's trained. Let's see. 36. I rolled a 36. Meet or beat.
Okay.
So I would say you might notice.
I feel the glares, and I'm
Mhm.
like, someone's under the effects of the conjunction. Okay.
That seems
So I'm
fair,
like-
like you would notice, but you know.
Someone
Um,
woke up on the wrong side of the planetary alignment.
I see a big, like, let's say there's like a piece of meat on there that's like shaped like a person or something. Maybe Gunnar's a little bit of an artisan with his stuff, and he's just like, look at this little meat, man, and he like makes one that's like a little guy. I'm gonna
Like a
take
Mickey
that.
Mouse pancake.
I'm gonna like lock eyes with Sarah Nulia, and I'm just gonna bite its head off.
And with that, she just gets up and with her plate and walks out. I'm gonna roll a will save to see if she says anything. Let's see.
I'm trolling her.
And just like
No, she got a 35 on a will save. She doesn't say anything. She manages to keep herself stoic, and she walks
As
out.
she leaves, I look at everyone else. I'm like, was it something I said?
You're a jackass, and I appreciate it, but we really don't want her to be that pissed at you. You realize that, right? Like, we have to travel with her.
What did I? I didn't do anything. I've just been eating.
She has misophonia or phobia or whatever the frick it's called, the noise eating thing. I think you're annoying.
Oh.
She's not used to you,
Why
especially
did
with your
nobody
meat
say
sounds.
this earlier?
Yeah, it's your meat
I thought she
sounds.
hated the fact that I was eating meat.
No, it's the sounds you make when you eat meat. It's kind of
She's not a
disgusting,
vegan.
actually.
I thought. See, I had her pegged wrong. I thought she was vegan.
That's Danny.
Yeah, that's Danny. That's
Oh, okay. All right.
it doesn't run in the family.
Well, she's not in here now. Yeah, I just like ripped this thing up.
And it's very good. Gunnar's a pretty good cook. So, eventually, as you're eating, Bix looks to you all and he eventually says, "So, Zavid, it would seem that we are in a bit of a hurry to get out of this desert. However, you seem to have wanted to find this ghoul city. Yes?
Yes, I have business there. But
Perhaps
it
I
might
can
be
help.
hostile. I have no intelligence of whether or not it has been taken over by Nyarlathoteps or any of the other cults, or if my old cult has gotten a foothold there, though that is likely. It is unlikely that they are friendly to just anyone that walks in. It is the city of ghouls, after all.
Yes, of course, but I do know that they do business with the surface world. However, the trade caravans that have been going in and out have been drying up as of late. The most that I've been seeing from my lookabouts upon the mountains are, well, sad to say, more slave caravans than anything. They are dealing in people rather than goods more than they used to.
Yes. It is not going to be a pretty sight, and I'm going to have to parlay with them. Which means that we're going to have to not jump in and rescue everybody right away because we're trying to fish out some information as well as out of game.
Mhm.
What is our whole purpose going to the Ghoul City besides the fact that it's a Ghoul City? Are we trying to extract something from there, or like, what was the...
Cabriri said that essentially there was an apostate in the cult. He didn't tell you who it was, but you can probably guess it's Karatz. And he wanted you to basically take care of him. He wants you to cleanse. He wants you to excise a pustule in his cult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before
Lance
that, I
Boyle.
wanted to go there, and I even got the the box of colding with all
Yes.
the different meats
Yes.
in there? What was that
Meats.
for? Was that just me to like buy my way into the city
Yeah.
without like suspicion?
It was to use as currency to bribe your way in, that kind of shit. And for anyone who doesn't know, let's look at that again. That's a fun item.
That is a really
box-
fun
I'm gonna
item.
be right back. I gotta change a diaper here.
Yeah, you go
Oh,
for
yeah.
it. I will talk about the box of colding really fast because it's fun. The box of colding was a magic item that was made within a city of genies, and it is essentially a box, but on the inside it has a cold spell, so it is constantly keeping things fresh. It's a little mini fridge that they can store things in. Where'd the meat go? Well, he had a bag of meat.
Correct me if
Beef.
I'm wrong, but the meat was also to help Zavid deal with his cravings to
Yes,
That's
too.
true,
flesh,
yes. Yes, it was also to help Zavid with his flesh cravings, because he is a cleric of Cabriri, and he gets those. They're bad.
This
got the
isn't what
rumblies that
the
only hands
temptations
can
of the flesh usually means.
Man, where is all that? Well, he has a bag of meat in the bag of colding, and they were all made by genies, and they were things like, the only one I could really remember is there were pickled halfling feet, and there was fairy veal as well.
Oh,
Yeah, they were bad. I don't know why that isn't on his inventory. Very strange. Whatever. I'll go back and watch the episode sometime. They're listed somewhere. So, Bix is basically telling you all that, well, I've been watching the Lamashtan cultists come and go, as well as the ghoul slavers from the city. I have a fairly good idea of where they go to. It is the Killik'Tura Oasis, and he pulls out a map that he has of Osirian, which is a same map that Zavid has as well. And he's showing this off, and he's, let's see, where are you guys right now? Windseeker. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Windseeker is over kind of... Oh, wait, no, it came and picked you guys up. That's right, I didn't move it.
Yep.
So it's over here near the footprints of Robogun. So, and he points out that the Killik'Tura Oasis is just a little bit northwest of where you are. Since you have an airship, it'll be essentially zero issue to get there. Just pop right over. Should be able to find it, no issue. The only question is, should we touch down far away so we can scout out and go in sneaky, or should we just land right near the Oasis?
It's my understanding that we want to be as inconspicuous as possible. I mean, if we're even going to sneak in, hidden in Zavid's shadow, then we definitely don't want the Windseeker anywhere nearby. It might play our hand.
Yep.
Oh, that's a real good point, that. Alright, I'll make sure that Gunnar touches down quite a bit far away, so that we can hide behind a dune or something. Then that way, you can take whatever means you want, Zavid's shadow, or walking around the dunes.
Yeah. I mean...
Khan can just turn into a little rat and hide in his pocket.
You
That's
can.
true. You can. Yes, also, just throwing this out there again, I looked into the exact wordings of Khan's feat. You can become a rat at any point. It's just an at-will thing that you can do with one action. You don't have to spend a spell slot. It's not like once a day. It's not once every 10 minutes. You can just do it.
Hell yeah.
Super cool. Yeah. Then I guess... Let me think. The next question would be, which NPCs would you like to take with you? Or so... because also you can take 2 of the 5, or however the hell many you have up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So, so you can pick any 2 of the 5 NPCs to go with you to the City of Ghouls.
Okay, is there a way I can get Sarah Nulia to reroll her save?
That would be hard.
Because I need her to not screw everything up. We kind of need her with us. I guess we don't, but it would be a good
use
idea
your
to
hero
keep an eye on
points.
her. I could expend my hero
Or...
point.
Wait. I know how to make this worth it. Since I've forgotten to use this card every single time, that was a natural 1 on a saving throw. if either Elliot or Khan want to use their Bastet cards on Sarah Nulia to have her reroll that nat 1.
Have I used my Bastet card?
I think only Shane has. Let me see. You used Shellin. All three of you used
That's right.
Shellin.
On that acrobatics to not fall to Khan's death.
Yeah. Only Shane has used the Bastet card.
Yeah.
So I keep forgetting to use these cards.
Yeah, you
this
can use
specific
mine.
one.
You can use mine.
Use yours? All right. So let me see the exact wording of that card. Each player's next critical failure becomes a critical success. Okay. But they have to describe how they just barely survived in the most ridiculous, over-the-top manner possible. So, Khan, what do you do to snap Sarah out of this? I'll let you decide. It's just going to work, but how do you do it? You don't have to roll anything.
Okay, I've got it. After her storming out at breakfast, Khan is going to go after her with some alchemical supplies in hand. Actively trying to look. She's taking a diplomatic approach. She's not going to talk about Lao Shu Po or deals with devils or anything like that. So she goes up to Sarah. She's like, I noticed some tension at breakfast today.
Yeah, you saw that, huh? I don't know what's wrong. I just woke up feeling really annoyed. It's been happening a lot lately. I don't know, something about the way Zavid eats his pancakes just made me want to punch a hole through his face.
I mean, Zavid does have pretty poor table manners, but I don't understand what is ailing you so. It's the planetary alignment. It's nothing personnel, but I do believe that I could help you.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
I do want to help out. I don't know what it is. I just can't get it out of my brain. His face is so punchable.
Well, you see, I could mix you up a concoction that can help you focus. When your mind tends to wander. It might make Zavid's face a little less punchable today.
Oh, anything for the greater good. Anything to help me shake that off my head.
It's laudanum. Nah, it's not laudanum. That would be very funny.
So you make a concoction, and it's in a little, like a glass, and she looks at it and smells it. Ugh. I mean, I've had worse on the back of the tortoise, so here goes nothing. She takes a big swig and it like cough syrup, and she gets it down, shakes her head, and kind of goes, I actually do kind of feel better. Head's a little less fuzzy. Maybe I'll go apologize to Zavid. Thanks, Khan. That's strong stuff. Then she'll get up and head back into kind of the wherever you are, Zavid, and eventually Sarah comes up to you and says, "Hey, Zavid, Khan explained some stuff to me about Triaxis and the planets and the conjunction, and I think
it's all right. I apologize. I did not know that you had the food sounds. Or whatever. I thought you were a vegan and you had a problem with me eating meat. That's why.
No, I love meat. Meat's amazing. I love it. It's my favorite.
Okay, same. It's like almost all I eat.
Yeah,
I've been trying to broaden my horizons. So.
Oh well, there's always things like that impossible meat. It tastes like meat, but it's like magical vegetables. And we can kind of fade out there if you having a conversation about meat.
I'll just tell her we're about to go into a place where basically everybody eats meat except the meat is sometimes still alive, and so I'm gonna I know your instinct is to just kill everything in sight, but we gotta be chill until the right moment to strike.
All right, just I'll follow your lead and give me the signal, whatever that is.
Do. I would like Adelina to come with us.
Adelina? Okay.
Sneak master? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's legendary, and Serenuli is a master, so they're both
man.
super sneaky.
Side by side.
I looked at it, and the clanky I'm here is Gunnar. Like, if you want to go in sneaky, you do not want Gunnar. He's very, very loud.
I think Gunnar and Anyanka need to. Well, Anyanka would fit in too as a skeleton,
She's a skeleton,
actually.
yeah. So you guys can discuss amongst
okay.
yourselves. If you want any questions answered about the 5 NPCs, let me know, and I'll tell you what they're good at.
Yeah, let's openly talk about this.
Yes.
So I would like to go in. Basically, it's not stealthy as much as it is deceptive. I'm going to pose looking like a ghoul, an undead, and I look enough like one that I wouldn't be that out of place. I also speak Necrol and Aklo, and I know enough about all this stuff that like I could blend in just on my own. I could do that.
Oh my god, I have an idea.
Plus what's up?
Okay, so you know how I could have my air around me and my whole appearance to look like some form of royal bastard?
Mm-hmm.
We could work with that, and if you want to seem like you're all highbrow, I could be like a prisoner or whatever.
Pull a Chewbacca?
Yeah.
Can I aid you in a society check to know about nearby nations? Because I think there's like an undead nation nearby. I think it was like Nex or Gex or something.
If Eli's good with that.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so roll society.
I will roll an aid.
Yes.
For you, and then you roll the society check.
Ooh. Alright, 15. What's my mod?
For society?
Yeah.
Your mod... Oh, sorry. You get a 2, plus 2.
Plus 2.
So it's going to get plus 31 total to your society check.
Yeah.
Needed it.
Still a 35.
Even with the 4.
You've actually heard of and you were very close, Shane. You've heard of a city called Geb, G-E-B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, there is Nex. Apparently, there's also a place called Nex. I didn't realize that. Oh wait, no, Nex was a person. Archmaid Nex is the one who took over Geb. That's what you were thinking.
See, this is why I needed the society check.
This is why you needed the check.
I just know that south on the coast of the Abari Ocean, right? If you go south, there's like 2 nations, and one of them is just ruled by undead. Mm-hmm. It's like an undead nation.
I can show you exactly where it's at. Okay, it's not on that map. Let's see. Valerian. Nope. Where is my map of Valerian? There it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, Next is a place. Cool. So you are currently down here, right there, in Assyrian. Nex is down here to the south, and Geb is like here, over closer to the coast. Okay. Yeah, so you would have to go way, way south for that. Zavid sort of knew that, and
we could pretend to be nobles from that nation, and it would check out since we know of it, and you've got that aura and all that. You know about nobility, and I know about undead. Combining our knowledge pools.
Yes.
I like that plan.
That's why I'm like, wait, hold on, we could Chewbacca this. Yeah.
So are you saying you want to Chewbacca this with Reese pretending to be like the Prince of Geb?
Like, you know what, but one of those like, well, I'm a minor prince. I'm like
like a duke or something. Okay.
So like, I'm not gonna be the king.
But...
Yeah.
I got you. I like that a ton. So Geb
I'd have
is
to kill
a nation
15 of my siblings to even have a shot, and I'm not really interested in that anyway.
No, that's super great. I love that so much. So, so there's a basic plan. So now you can talk more about which 2 NPCs you want with you.
Okay. So if we're going, because I want to keep people out of my shadow for as long as possible, we could have Khan in pest form in a pocket. The royal mouse.
This is the royal we, me and the mouse in my pocket.
That's just crazy enough to be believable as a prince.
Uh-huh.
Ah, yes, I and my mouse will rule the kingdom.
This is Condelius.
I could be the vizier.
Yes!
You do have your title.
I have, not only do I have that title, but I know enough about the undead, like I could be, basically, if you carry yourself, Reese, as the sort of like a foppish prince that's sort of like they're doing this diplomatic sort of tour on behalf of Nex, and I make it clear to others who are savvy enough that it's mostly the royalty of Nex trying to get you like out of the country for a while because you're annoying, and that but killing you offers no benefit. Even as a ransom, if someone were to kidnap you, Nex wouldn't pay up, so it's like not worth it to fuck with us, right? They'd just be like, oh, okay, they just pay us lip service and. Yeah, and if anything, they try to use you to get to more important people. So they'd be like, could you put in a good word with your brother or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'm down. I love that.
This is so funny.
Like I said, I barely get to use my diplomacy. Not diplomacy, I have shit in diplomacy, actually. My societal background for a lot of things, because it's like, well, actually now it's a given. But now it's even more of a, like, haha, we're tricking.
Nice. So you know, of the NPCs, Sarah it has the highest deception. It's trained at a plus 21, but of all of them, she's the best at lying.
I'd bring Sarah and I'd bring my sister.
Yeah.
Need those
Sarah,
two to
can we disguise Sarah with magic? Is that a thing we can do?
Sure. Let me think.
Wait a minute, I have spells for this.
Yeah, and Anyanka has spells as well.
And Anyanka has to come because we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, she's
to
a
her.
skeleton.
She's already undead. Like, it's perfect.
You know what?
So
That's actually true.
Sarah and Anyanka, you think? Those are the two?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And I was thinking Adelina, but if her and Gunnar stay back to guard the Windseeker, that's a good, that's a mighty.
That's a sick
That is
team,
a really good strat.
Yeah.
I just want.
Plus, Bix is behind. I would love to bring Bix, but I think he's a little too conspicuous, even in his disguise.
No,
because
he's too much of a guy. Normal guy.
He's too unique. He wouldn't blend in enough, I feel like.
Anyanka has a couple of spells of animal form. She could turn Sarah into an animal. She could be a pet, just like Con is the rat. Cornelius.
What kind of pet would Sarah even be okay with being? Maybe a bird? Well, I don't know, a bird or... I was gonna say like a cat for a Reese to like pet, but does Sarah feel that's weird? Would she be
Let's see. The options are ape, bear, bull, canine, cat, deer, frog, shark, and snake. Snake would be kind of cool.
Snake would be cool, but frog would be silly.
Frog would be silly.
Shark. We'll have a tank. Literally, that would actually make so much sense for your prince character. You're so full of yourself that you insist that your retinue bring an entire tank to bring your shark with you.
I was thinking that or bear, and I'm riding on the back of a bear.
That would be less to do, but also a shark would be funnier.
I think the shark in the tank is the funniest shit ever.
I know it would be more work for our characters to figure out how to make it work. But it would be so believable for a full of himself prince to waltz into the ghoul city with like, you want a meat eater? Well, look at my precious Reginald here. Reginald, hello, Reginald. You know, the thrashing shark.
What is the most? Is shark an option? You said?
Yeah, shark is an option.
Fuck. You know
it's
what?
fun. That's why I voted that.
It's
not
definitely
smart.
the most
It's not smart.
It's not smart, but it's so stupid it just might work.
I'm down for stupid. It might work.
And also,
but
let me look at some of my spells here. Let me see if I can help out.
That's how Anyanka can help. Is she has animal form spells.
I've got like some disguise, like as undead stuff. I know somewhere here if I can find it. My problem is with this spell list. It's so big.
It is humongous.
There's so many spells.
There's probably like a hide life or something.
Something like that.
Let me see. Hide living, hide life. I don't know. I'm sure there's something like that.
I'll go through here.
What about? Is there a hide alignment spell? Undetectable alignment. That's what it's called. What if? Let's see. That's a second level spell. I'll say if you
mimic
burn...
undead. Pretend to be undead.
Perfect. That's even better. What levels?
It only lasts 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Take death and wrap it around you like a cloak. Your colors wash out and your skin grows cold to the touch. Your heartbeat, breathing, and similar life functions become very difficult to detect. Senses like life sense detect you as undead unless a creature succeeds at a perception check against the spell's DC, which is pretty high for me. And on a failed check, they don't detect you at all if they only sense living creatures. detection spells that specifically sense living creatures must succeed a counteract check against mimic undead to detect you. Is it only on yourself though? It's only on myself.
Okay.
It doesn't have an upcast either.
What
But maybe
level
there's
spell
another
is
spell
that? What level
that's
spell
mimic
is that?
undead. It's a second level divine spell, mimic undead.
I'll say if you cast it at 4th, you can cast it on other people. That's not super high. You have way higher spell slots than that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if is there a way I can also make this last longer.
Or, yeah, burn 2 spell slots, call it an hour. How about 2/3?
I really appreciate you're just trying to like, let's just move on. And I'm like, but there's gotta be it's Pathfinder. There's a spell
there has
for
to
it.
be a rule for it, but I'm not sure of what the official spell would be.
We'll do that until I find like an official thing.
Sure.
I'll let you know if I find it.
That works for me. So for now, the plan can be to burn 2 3rd level spell slots for Sarah Nui if you need it. Or you could turn her into a pretentious shark, which is funny.
That is also very funny.
But yeah, Anyanka can just go in as is on top of her skeletal deer mount.
That works. She's the one with the least amount of work we need to do to get her in here. And she just acts as a court wizard for Reese's character.
I'll fit in like a glove.
Yeah, you'll be perfect. Alright, now what do we do with Sarah?
I don't know. I'm definitely gonna stick out like a sore thumb in an undead city. I feel like this is gonna light up like a beacon. And she looks at her holy symbol of Sarenrae and stuffs it into her armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Turning you into an animal would meld all that into you and hide it as well.
Anyanka, do you have any spells that she could be?
I mean, I've got
Turn into something?
I've got some transmutation spells. I suppose I could turn her into some kind of an animal. I mean, if you're gonna have Con be a rat in your pocket or whatever, we could have Sarah be some other kind of pet.
That is true. Sarah, what are the options? What do you want to be, Sarah? We're gonna let Sarah decide this.
I'm gonna have her roll for it. How about that?
Yeah. I think that'll be, like, we know what's funny.
Oh, wait. What is Sarenrae's animal? Let's see.
It would also just be funny if there was, a brown rat and then, like, a lighter brown rat.
Okay, that would be really funny. Sarah's gonna say, well, I think, if possible, I'd like to be a dove. I think Sarenrae'd like that. Would that be too obvious, Zavid?
I think doves are pretty freaking cool. I mean,
I
you
think
could be a cute
you'll
little
look like a
pigeon.
snack to the ghouls down here. Doves aren't known for going underground. I think a bat would be more appropriate.
Yeah,
than
bat.
No.
They might think
Pigeons
you're a
are rats with
vampire's pet
wings.
or a vampire.
Pigeons are rats with wings, and if you fuck with my pigeon, you're gonna find my royal wrath. I'm good with a pigeon.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll be a pigeon then.
Excellent.
But like a really bright one.
Yeah, you are going to be like one of those ones that have like all those like beautiful like purples and teals and stuff that are just like all within like the breast. It's gonna be. I bet Anyanka has the pigeon in mind.
Oh, I'll make you as pretty as an oil slick. Let's go. And Anyanka takes Sarah out to kind of the main portion of the Windseeker to get them ready. So, I think we have a plan. That's pretty great. Do we want to take a very short intermission?
Yeah.
All right, so let's
that'll
take
be a good time.
a quick 10, and we'll come back shortly, and we'll go from here, where we found the ghoul city of Nemret Noctoria. See y'all very shortly. Bye.
I'm live.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are back from our intermission. When last we left off, Lux Et Umbra was making their plans upon the Windseeker. Zavid had been quested by his god Cabriri to infiltrate the ghoul city of Nemret Noctoria beneath the sands of Assyrian. Saint BX9, the excellent desert tracker he is, has shown them the way on the maps and knows that the trails of ghouls stop at the Killik'Tura Oasis. The Windseeker is just a little bit southeast of there, so it will not take long to arrive. You all have said that you wanted Gunnar to touch down a bit away, right? So you can go in a little more quietly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so not a problem. When you can see the oasis just on the horizon, Gunnar says, I can see it out front, I'm just gonna pull down over here. He sets down the Windseeker, and all of you were able to get on your spectral mounts. I brought Trot and Dahafrin and the owl and the mole, all of these. And Sarah has Gwynthel, her camel. And I want you all to roll me stealth checks in the tower, please.
You said stealth?
Stealth, please, yes. Okay. As you're going over these dunes, you peek your head above, and you can see that there are some people at the dunes, but Khan, you sneeze loudly. Roll me reflex save to see if you can pull your heads down below the dunes fast enough publicly, all three of you.
Reflex.
DC's not high.
Good. I have
No,
the best
and-
reflexes. I have all of them.
And then I need to have Sarah roll one as well. Okay, all of you do manage to duck your heads down, but yeah, Con, you sneezed loudly. But you can see that there are people at... There's a ring of palm trees in sort of a valley, a little bowl, and a small pool of water is up next to a rocky cliff face, and there are several people around it, but you weren't able to get a good look before Con sneezed. That's why I haven't loaded a map yet.
Oh, okay. Outside of the one that already has Godzilla in it.
Right. So, you have a moment to plan and see what you want to do, roll any checks you want to roll before I load things.
I want Longstrider on myself and Ant Hall on myself.
Sure.
Getting those out of the way now.
The classics, the Zavid, the Cabriri toolkit.
And I think we're gonna go with the Reese toolkit with, the stealth sneak or whatever, swift sneak.
Swift sneak, yep, sneaking up. Okay, so give me perception checks, anyone who's going to scout ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So, Reese, you're able to kind of sneaky make your way out into this cropping of trees, and you're able to look over, and you can see that within this little oasis, there are about a dozen people connected by chains. Oh, and I didn't. There we go. I needed to make them visible. There are about a dozen people bound by chains all around the edge of this oasis here, and there are what appear to be several undeads and two very ashen-skinned dwarves amongst their number. And I don't know why that red square for the dwarves is so large, but it is the Fantasy Ground issue. I don't know what that is.
Fine.
Yeah, but that's all you see. You're in the northeast corner, up on top of that little plateau, that little outlooking.
Okay.
But the rest of you are about a dune back.
Yeah.
Okay. And, can I just, that's all I see, though, is just, what's going on there?
Yeah, they are clearly getting a drink, taking a rest. This is obviously, it's an oasis. This is a pit stop when you're wandering the desert. But you are fairly certain that, from what you know about this area and the people therein, that these are almost certainly slaves on their way to be sold for work at best, meat at worst.
I'm gonna go back and let Savini know what's going on, because I don't want to act on anything, because while I have society, he knows ghoul culture.
Absolutely. Give me one more stealth check in the tower to walk away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did survival. Let me redo that.
Yeah, just redo it. You are a ghost, a whisper amongst the sand. You get back to your group with your natural 20 stealth.
Fuck yeah.
They did not see you. I'll tell you that straight up. They didn't see you.
Cheers.
What did you see?
Well, there were a bunch of slaves. It looked like with a bunch of ghoul captors, so they were making a desert oasis pit stop.
I look over at the pigeon that is Serenolia, start to get.
She's puffed up, like when pigeons get cold.
We are not in the city proper. We could free those captives, but we did that, and the ghouls realized that moved against them. Anyone who gets away, or anyone that has a sending spell, would be the end of our element of surprise. We'd be screwed.
It's true.
Who else was there? You said there was ghouls there?
Yeah, there were ghouls. There's slavers. There's people chained to each other. They're taking their little pit stop.
Did you take note of exact numbers so that I can kind of have a mental image of what the map is?
Oh yeah, so Reese there are 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 slaves, and there were, this is just out of character, Reese will just say it back. There are 3 ghouls, 4 ghouls, and 2 slavers, and one of the ghouls is an overseer. So Reese will basically say, where there's this guy that looks like this, there looks like these just regular ghouls, but then there seem like these master ghoul.
Yeah, there was
flavors.
One with blue skin who was kind of up on a rock overlooking all the rest, who seemed like he had a higher station than the rest of the ghouls.
Yeah.
Should I make a check to know all this, or would I just...
Undeath lore.
Okay.
Or lore undead, whatever, in the tower?
Alright.
Yeah, you definitely know that these are going to the meat market. And that one of those ghouls is probably Gast, the blue-skinned one, and is the overseer of all of them. It's interesting to you that she said there were dwarves who were, not in chains. That struck you as strange.
I think I did spend some time in the Darklands. I know what dwarves are, I think, right?
Yeah, Reese, would you have said they were ashen-skinned dwarves, or do you say dwarves?
I would say, probably they look like dwarves with a tan. That is exactly actually what Reese would say. They're like dwarves with a dark tan.
Tone to them, like a grayish blue type
Yeah,
tone.
it was a weird tan.
Oh, okay. Those are not good dwarves. Those are dwerger, which are dwarves that love to trade slaves. They suck. I had to run away from them multiple times when I was underground trying to reach the surface.
Oh.
If it were just ghouls, I could talk to them as an emissary. Or we could pass ourselves off as a traveling sort of our whole shtick. By the way, do you have a name for your prince character?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is Prince Daymoon.
Daymoon?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Daymoon. You need to have more names, right? Prince Daymoon, something
The 37th.
Yeah, or the
Prince
the
Daymoon
7th, like
of-
some long.
Prince
Like,
Daymoon
they
of
just
the
didn't want to come up with a new name. They're like, you're the 7th of this name that we already have.
Prince Daymoon of the 7th Morning Star.
There you go.
Damon Morningstar the 7th. And some people be like, Damon Morningstar, are you Damon Morningstar the 5th? You're like, the 7th. Oh.
The 7th.
And people just because they know you're not the good one that people have heard about, right?
Yes, Daymoon the 7th or the 5th is the good one.
Yeah.
Daymoon Morningstar the 5th. Oh, the 5th. Oh, the 5th. That's so funny. But yeah, that's what you with your rolls. That's what you see. You know that there are some low-level ghouls, a couple of Duergar slavers, and one Ghast overseer. Or I'm sorry, not a Ghast, a Leng ghoul, not a Ghast. My mistake.
When you say ghouls, I would also ask for the description of their face. Did they look humanoid, or did they have more animalistic-looking features? Long, like really long ears, kind of a snout. Like, what did they look like in that sense? And if you described that, then I would know they were Leng ghouls. Leng ghouls have a bit of a more alien-looking sort of nature to them.
Yeah, it was a Leng ghoul. That was my mistake.
Okay, well, these Leng ghouls are normally beholden to Nyarlathotep, but we talked to some Leng ghouls when we were in Shadowland. It's possible that the sort of word of his betrayal of his own kind has gotten around. If we came out as ourselves, there's a possibility that they might be intrigued to do business with us or to be alright with us. But we are trying to find the entrance to this city. It might be safest to not engage with them and just follow them from a distance. And
Yeah, we
watch
could do
where they
that.
go and how they enter the city, because it is assured that they are going to be selling to people to the main market. If we stop them early, then any of them getting away would ruin our element of surprise, and we would not know where the entrance is. We'd be searching blood. If we followed them as if we knew where to go, it would be good for our sort of alias and our disguise, and we could free those people later. I think they're not going to be sold right away. They have probably times where they auction off the slaves, and we would find more slaves to free. So I think we could figure out a way to free them all in one fell swoop.
I'm good with that.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Our priorities. Let's huddle up, everyone.
Alright,
The
so...
two animals come over. I'm sorry to, you guys are not...
I need an image now of the classic football huddle with the cameras pointing straight up and the faces are looking down, with the rat and the bird and with the skeleton. And
See, what I was saying when we were on break was I really want, like, the bird to be on Khan's back. Like kind of like the two kids in a trench coat kind of thing.
That's funny.
Like, yeah. It's just like, yes, Evelyn.
I want to cast the spell Make Undead on you, Reese.
Okay.
Sorry, Prince Daemon.
Daymoon,
Daemon
Morningstar the
Seventh.
7th.
I will cast this on you once we are about to get into the city. It lasts an hour. That means we have a good hour to pretend to be a sort of a party of noble.
Oh, I could do that. I have the
And
voice.
In that
I've
time,
been around enough assholes like this.
I trust your performance, but we'll only have an hour.
Oh, my performance
to
sucks,
figure out our
darling.
priorities.
I just
In that
look
time,
pretty.
we need to find my cult so that we can engage in combat. Because once the mask is off, it's off, and that
Fine, I'll
means
just be.
anyone who is out for blood will be after us, right?
I'll be a cult of
So-
personality.
What we need to do is only reveal ourselves when it's necessary to reveal ourselves.
So
This
basically,
group here, we can't reveal ourselves. If we do that, then it could undo this whole plan. But we need to keep track of them. So I summon Wisp.
Okay.
And I say, Wisp, in the need you to stay in the ethereal, and I need you to follow this group. Watch where they go and report back to me where the entrance to the city of Ghouls is.
Okay, can do. Yes, we'll follow.
And
I'll say get the drink at that oasis so that you don't dehydrate.
yeah, sure. And Wisp goes into the ethereal plane, and disappears for a little bit, and let's see here. I'm gonna show this art because I have it. No, I'll show it when you approach. So about 20-ish minutes later, yeah, that's good enough for a water break. Wisp does come back and comes out from the ethereal plane and says,
Oh, they went to a strange place. Thought they were going to all go into cavern under cliff face, big open cave where water trickle out. But no, they sent peoples under the water, down below it. They breathe through gills like fish. Not understand.
That's a helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
yes.
give him some. Probably have some fresh food with us.
"Oh yeah,
Give him some like meat.
you
And then,
absolutely got food for Wisp."
Relay that to everybody. We're going to have to go into a stream. It seems like we have to breathe underwater to go into it, but that might be an illusion. I'm not 100% sure until we get there. And then I'll point the way where we need to go.
Okay. Wisp told you that the people are no longer there, so you don't have to have a stealth check anymore. So I'm just going to pop you on the map here. There you should be in the northeast corner.
Yeah.
And this is what you see. You see a beautiful oasis with palm trees and a large, craggy, mouth-like cave entrance where a small creek comes out from the mouth like a tongue, slowly leading itself into this pond, this beautiful, clear, cool, wonderful drinking water that Reese, you saw them all taking a drink from. But Wisp will come out from your cloak and point with one of its front legs, saying,
Look, there, they go under that, down in water, below,
So
not in
cool.
cave.
They didn't prepare water breathing, so we're going to have to just hold our breath, I think.
Pathfinders, there's rules for that.
Our rules for that. But we have everyone at this point, we're so high level, our con scores are pretty good. We might
Should
be
be
able
fine.
to just... Yeah. Also,
It shouldn't be much.
rats are very aquatic. There's plenty of stories of rats swimming through like toilet bowls and stuff, and like emerging in people's toilets.
You can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 5 plus your Constitution modifier. So that's quite a bit. That's over a minute for all of you. So that shouldn't be much of a problem. But yeah, this is what you see. You're up on top of that cliff, looking directly. You're directly over where the mouth of that cliff is, or the mouth of the cave. I mean.
Actually, like, I guess I'll look to Khan in rat form, and be like, "Do you want to try swimming down there and seeing if there's like, if it's a long tunnel or if it's a short ways?"
Squeak, 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 squeak. She kind of nods the best she can.
I think that's a yes. I don't understand rat squeak.
Yeah, so Khan, go ahead and roll me an athletics check with a +4, because I'm going to say in your rat form, you're more of a natural, instinctual swimmer than you are in your Khan form.
Nice.
And you have a very low athletics skill. It's one of your only bad skills, and even then it's not the worst. You're just not great at it.
Yeah. Athletics with a
public.
+4.
Yep, athletics +4 publicly, please. Not bad, 37. Okay. So you do make it down, and you can see the...
No, that's with the +4 factored in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the +4, it's a 34, so that's pretty good. So you jump into this swan dive into this water, and it's cool and refreshing after being in this desert. It's very nice.
I imagine, yeah.
And you go down, and it goes down very, very far, much deeper than it looks. It's pretty much like a sinkhole that's filled up with water over time in this valley. But eventually you do come to the bottom, and you can see that it bends up into like an S-curve, like in a toilet. So you can see that where it comes up on the other side of the S-bend, there's air. So as long as you can get down, it's about 150, 200 feet. The rest of them are going to have to roll or roll more athletics checks to get down there. But yeah, you can get there.
Yeah. Pawn will, if she needs breath, then she'll go up the curve.
You definitely need it before
Yeah.
you go back up.
And then
Sure.
she'll
I'll just
even
roll
turn back
34.
into Con right when she's about to reach the surface.
Well, when you come back up, if you're still in pest form, like a little rat comes up, I'll have like a little twig and some sand, so you can write in the sand as a pest form. So you don't have to actually turn back if you don't want to.
Con wants to. Eldritch wants to talk.
Yeah, fair. Poof.
That's fair.
In a puff of smoke, Khan is back.
You do that, and I just flick the twig away, like whatever.
I don't care anyway. Okay, so it is quite a distance. It is quite a way down. It curves up, and then air pocket. I do have an idea. If we can find heavy enough rocks, that might help folks on the descent. That could
we
help
have a pigeon.
drag them down.
Rats in water don't work well. Can we like bubble the pigeon?
I could turn her into a shark, like you were talking before. And there's a bunch of wood here, these palm trees. We could make a little bowl or something, a container.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Do it for the water.
Crafting time.
Yeah. As long as that's not a issue for you.
You guys are so good at crafting that it's just that cartoon thing where you can hear tools in a big flurry of dust, and then the thing is built.
There's even an episode of One Piece with the ship, right, where he goes to build a bridge for them to like cross a thing, but it's not just a rudimentary. It's this beautiful construction where he's like,
Nice.
he's dissatisfied. He's like, it's a little bit uneven, but it's beautiful. Like that's the kind
so
of stuff that
funny.
we are able
Yes,
to
so
do.
Zavid, give me a crafting publicly to aid for cons. Because this is
all
making a
right.
fish tank is so rudimentary that it's so easy.
Oh my god, it could be like the most ornate fish tank.
Hey, it still helps. Take a +1 to your crafting and guidance, so a +2.
Okay.
Gilded fish bowl for a shark.
Yeah, Gilded Fishbowl. The Gilded Fishbowl is a really good name for a bar. At 44, yikes. Yeah, you were, again, like a cartoon. You just hear hammering and sawing in a flurry of dust, and you make a big fishbowl large enough to house like a shark about this big. And then Anyanka says,
Well, if you are ready, I never thought I'd see a shark in the desert.
then Anyanka casts animal form and dropping the bird into the fishbowl, and Saranulia stretches out into a hammerhead shark.
I love this so much.
This is the best plan. I still think we need to just go with this. It's so over the top. It works perfect.
I like it. I mean, the plans that we Windseekers always came up with were, Gunnar came up with most of the plans, and Adelina came up with the Gunnar plans that didn't work, so the backup plans. So usually it was run in with our weapons, and then if that didn't work, heal up and run in with our weapons again. So I like this plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a rock, get to the edge, hold my breath, and jump in.
All right, you let's see, it's 5 plus your Constitution modifier, which is
This is after we take the bowl construction and have that like
lowered down and all that. So yeah, Saranulia gets down first in shark form, and you're able to drop down very quickly. The problem will be undoing that rope that's attached to the rock. So just give me a thievery check, public. The DC's not high. Just basically just don't flub. Yeah, you. So basically just don't flub it. Because you have to untie the rock from you.
Yeah. Well, all he needs to do is hold on to the rock, right?
I was just
Oh,
gonna
I
hold on to it
suppose
and
that's
let
true.
go
Okay,
once I'm
that's
at the.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like,
if you're just holding
I
the
got
heavy
a
rock,
+5 on that. Don't make me do this.
no problem then. If you're just holding on to the rock, you manage to sink to the bottom, and you're close by the time you get to the S bend. Just give me an athletics check to swim up to it.
Sure.
Again,
I just
high.
imagine now like me tied to the rock, like see you on the other side, and then smash cut to me just in the water, like dead, like
Trying to untie
floating.
it.
Finally, my plan to kill Zavid, it worked.
Okay, it was like about 20. So sure, you're able to swim up to the little S bend and make your way there. Reese and Con, do you try to get down there in your form or in rat form?
In rat form.
Okay, so again, athletics at a +4.
Reese is just gonna go for it.
Okay, then athletics. You were looking for a 20 to get down there.
Oh, he's gonna succeed.
Yeah, probably.
He has a natural 22.
27, 28, good. And on
This is
Yonka's
the stuff
very
where
bad
we
athletics.
want to be rolling bad.
Yeah, on
'Cause
Yonka
it's
just
like
rolled a natural
easy.
3, but thankfully she doesn't need to breathe and is made of bone, so she just sinks to the bottom
It
regardless.
sinks faster, yeah.
Yep. So, that's all we need that map for then. So you can go ahead and close out of that. Let me drop you in here. Okay. So when you come to the top of the S bend, it clears up and it opens up into a very large cavern, and it's clearly a path, a winding downward path. And let me share this with you. This naturally occurring cave has been supplemented with stairways that have been chiseled into the rock on various places. But you also notice there are massive spider webs and cobwebs coating just about every surface in here. The path is very well worn, so it's clear that people come through here quite frequently. This is the main way you get between the Ghoul City and the surface. But this is what you see. This is where you are.
All right. It's loading all the little assets. Seems like
Is it?
one by one webs appearing in different spots.
There's a lot on this map, so hopefully it'll
Yeah.
appear quickly.
It's here. I see some webs and cavey looking shit, so yeah.
Okay, at least hopefully caves are loading. At this point, you should just see like a spiral of cave steps and then webs. That should be all that's there. Yeah? Okay, great.
Well,
I would like.
this is a desolate little place. Could use a bit of
I would ask
sprucing up.
Anyanka to dry us off with any sort of cantrip spell she might have. That'd
Oh,
be
I got wind gust.
And she'll cast Gust of Wind on all of you, like a bathroom, like the hand dryer thing.
And while that's going on, we get the portable tank with the shark set up. Maybe we'll craft some wheels and like an emergency brake system. I think we could do it, honestly.
With that 44, yeah, you can say you crafted all of that in there. It's funny enough that I'm letting that 44 count it. You know me, I like rule of hilarious.
Rule of
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, this is what you see in front of you. Is this spirally, web-filled cavern.
Alright, I guess... Alright, so here's the thing. Cernulia is, the prince's pet shark, Reginald.
Reginald, yes.
Yes. And, Anyanka is the, court wizard. And I would be the prince's, right-hand vizier, who, also functions as a sort of, bodyguard type character. Basically, like, Anyanka and I are the ones that make sure the prince stays alive, quote unquote.
Mhm.
The prince is another undead, but is like,
Oh, so the prince is an undead? We're not trying to sell him here?
no, the prince is unfortunately royalty of a very powerful nation.
Okay, I got ya.
Sending him on a diplomatic mission to get them out of their hair, and they're not really worried what happens to him. And I think anyone who knows anything about Nex would know that they would not pay out a ransom for someone like him. So
I got
there's
ya.
a very low risk of actually getting kidnapped. We could get like robbed for our wealth. That would be the worst thing that could happen is someone would try to rob us. But we also aren't really wearing anything too crazy. Like his display of wealth is his pets, right?
Yes.
He's got his favorite shark he never leaves home without, and then he's got his little rat mouse.
Cornelius.
Yeah. Wait, what is Khan's little name?
Cornelius.
Cornelius, the pet mouse. And we'll say that essentially, if I make you an undead, what kind of undead would you be? I guess I don't know what the royalty of next
Of Geb?
like.
Let me look.
Are they all zombie
Geb?
lich? Are they liches? Like, you ain't smart enough to be a lich, so like, what are you, right?
Land of the undead, and while plantations filled with zombie laborers may stick in the mind, there is much, much more to Geb. That's not helpful. Land of the undead. Society. That's not helpful. Just says undead, so I guess pretty much anything. Yeah, it doesn't have any, excuse me, it's not like Nemret Noctoria where it's all ghouls. Yeah, just undead.
Okay. I think then we'll just I'll do the mimic undead spell once we start to get closer to what seems to be like an entrance where there might be like figures milling about. I, as a cleric, I think I already give off my necromancer's visage is enough that undead creatures seeing me, even if they know that I'm alive, I'm clearly in service to someone who is higher up. So I'm off limits to anyone who might want to like take a chomp.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm worried about that, but like that would be enough that I don't need to disguise myself any more than just being like their underling. As for what kind of undead you are, I would say like you are let's say you are you're a ghoul. Let's just say you're a ghoul. I mean, can you what do your teeth look like? We need your teeth to look sharp. If you just have sharp teeth, that's enough. That's all they need to see.
Teeth. It'll be sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth.
They can be sharp teeth. We can manage that.
Give me a deception check, Reese, publicly, just for like to make a costume.
Okay.
I guess we would have done this beforehand.
I'm good.
I feel like I'm just...
Reese is good with a natural 20 on that. Well, you rolled diplomacy, but it doesn't matter.
Set of like sharp teeth.
It's fine. Yeah. You, in fact, you were able to, because Sarah Nulia is a shark now, as you're having this conversation, two of her teeth, tink tink, fall out, and you're able to just fish them out of the tank and...
Funny enough, my diplomacy is one lower than everything else too, and I still got a natural 20.
Nice. So yeah, you look just like a ghoul. A very foppish ghoul.
Excellent.
Very well-dressed foppish ghoul.
Love it.
I will also be taking some things out of my shadow, including the box of colding, and I have ant haul up, so I'm carrying like a bunch of stuff like I am an indentured servant, like I just am carrying all this stuff for them. So
like
I'm playing the part of their underling who's like catering to them like a servant, and I'm also like pulling the big shark tank too. So I'm pulling that. I'm carrying all this stuff, and I
have a rat in my pocket.
And Anyanka's only carrying a book. That's all she's carrying.
She is bringing up the back because she knows.
Oh, so Anyanka's in the back? Is that what you decided?
I would say Anyanka's in the back. Yes.
Okay, cool.
In fact, actually, if we want, I could have Rot Trot and Anyanka could have her mount to add to this.
Ooh.
I didn't prepare like a high level casting of Phantom Steed, but I always have like a second level always prepared. So I'm gonna do that. To get
there's also
down.
less of a question of how the hell did you get here?
Yeah.
And then I'll have the prince on Rot Trot. I'll be like, hey, you gotta ride Rot Trot like it's your horse.
Oh, I can do that.
Yes. Where is Rot Trot? I have a token for him. There he is.
I think Con is thinking, man, I'm glad I get to just chill out on Reese's shoulder instead of pulling any of the heavy things. This is a great deal. This worked out perfect.
Oh, wait, no. I have...
No, you're in my pocket, darling.
Oh, no, it's okay.
My fancy pocket. You have like a little gilded, like, Cornelius. It's on the pocket so people know this is your pocket.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Good boy. Girl, sorry.
There we go.
I'm looking at the shark. I'm like, how are you doing, Reginald?
Oh, Reginald.
In animal form, do you go down to the intelligence of that animal with that spell?
Not with that spell.
Okay.
There we go. I've actually got... I made tokens for Dahafrin and for Rottrot, so I don't need to just use images anymore. There we go.
That'll be helpful, yeah. We can now move them all.
Yeah. So now, Dahafrin, and there's...
Oh, yes, I can. Awesome.
Yep. And you can move them simultaneously as well, if you click Shift-click.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
All right, I'm going to move back here, and I'll be carting Terranulia. Reese, you should be on Rottrot up front.
I'm trying to...
There you go.
Yes, you insist. You insist to be up front.
I need to be in front because I am the most important.
Okay, so...
And then I'll be pulling...
Reese, I'm fairly certain you do not have the ride feat, correct? Con, you just picked it up, I know. Reese, I don't think you have it, correct? You don't. So I need you to roll me, I'm going to say occultism instead of nature, because Rottrot is an undead creature. So
That's
public
fair.
occultism. It's not a high DC, but...
I think
shit!
I am a master at riding horses. I have ridden
You've got the poise of
things in my life.
You're doing equestrian. Zavid, you've never seen Rottrot do equestrian before. He's standing up tall, clap, 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 clap. And you're practicing in this cave. You're teaching Rottrot equestrian, because obviously you're in a cave full of spider webs, no one to show off to, but you and Rottrot have bonded instantly.
It's the whole being in Zavid's mind.
That's true. That keeps coming into play.
It really does. Like, I just know how to be slimy and disgusting, and Rottrot just senses.
Fantastic. So, so you can go ahead and keep walking, and as you get to those webs, I was going to need you to make like an athletics check to get through the webs, but Rottrot is a big horse. He's able to just clop through them. So, go ahead and walk around, and I'll tell you when to stop. Essentially.
Wait, do I shift-click me, or do I shift-click Rottrot?
Click, shift-click Rottrot. Click you, shift-click Rottrot, then you.
Me.
And Zavid, you're almost there.
Rot.
Stop about there-ish.
Okay, hold on, let me... hold on.
Yeah, and
I'm
Reese
pulling
put
from
yourself
here.
in front. Yeah, so
Right
that's
about there.
right there. Stop there. And go back a little bit, Reese.
A little bit, yes.
Yes, I need Reese to make me a reflex save.
Oh, a reflex save.
DC of
Publicly.
36.
36, I hope I can manage that.
We'll
Don't
see.
get... Oh, I am fine.
41, yes, you...
Oh.
Wait, no, wait, it hasn't... I haven't seen it. It didn't roll in the chat. Yeah.
What? It was an 18!
It didn't roll! There it is.
Oh, well, 16 works.
Well, a natural 16 plus
Wait.
your reflex save. I'll add it. It's cool. It's 30. That's a 38. You're good. So yeah, you just managed to make it over as a large hole appears in front of you as it crumbles. But you are able to get across. The rest of you are going to need to either jump or climb or something. You'll need to figure something out. But Reese, you and Rottrot are on the other side.
And Con.
Oh, and Con,
And
yes.
Con.
Because you're in the pocket. That's right. Cornelius.
Cornelius is
Oh, that's not good. I'm glad me and the Hoffrin didn't go over there. What you thinking, Zavid?
I'm going
We can move
to,
up
using
front.
Ant Haul, I'm going to pick up the tank with both arms, if I can.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to use a first level jump, and I want to jump down here. I want to just skip this whole thing and wait for them down here. Like, I'm not
Oh, yeah.
bothered
Okay.
with it.
Not a problem at all. You're able to do that, and you just drop off of the map. I can't really make you invisible, but yeah.
Well,
So-
I
Do I have to do
essentially I wanted to
another
get to
jump?
this level here because I can
Oh,
see
that level. I thought you were jumping down the hole. My mistake. I understand.
No,
Yeah,
no,
problem, no problem. I thought you
I
were
have
straight
trap
up
ball,
jumping
but-
down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. She just carefully gets the Hoffrin over. And yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of getting over this hole again.
Okay, so do I do another reflex save?
No, you're good now, because the hole's already there. You just need to get over it.
While I'm waiting, can I make a perception check or something on the hole to know if this is like a trap that triggers every time people come down here, or for some weird reason we are the first people in like however many years that this thing failed to support the weight of and it just dropped, or if this is like a routine thing that.
You have architecture lore or like stonemasonry lore? If not, do
crafting.
nature.
I guess would be the best.
Crafting, I guess. Yeah, do crafting in the tower.
Okay, in the tower.
It's probably better than your nature, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are really not sure. There's nothing that says immediately that this is definitely like intentional. It could have been an accident. It could have been intentional. You're not sure. You don't know enough about stone.
Yeah, I guess I'm just confused. I'm like, this is a well-trodden path, and this just happened to us now? Like, either this is a routine thing that we needed to be aware of, like all the people that come by here deal with this, and so it's meant to like keep away trespassers, or we just got really unlucky.
Well, hopefully that was the last of it. Well, rally hole and down we go, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go, tally ho.
I'll come up the rear since Anyanka is like carrying herself like she's of a higher station.
Cool. So then, all I need to do is go like that to bring us to the next floor. But I need to move all of you over here to this stairwell because it goes down, and spirals around, and eventually does come to a stairwell, which curves around and opens up into a small flat area with some collapsed flooring, and there's a small footpath across it. There are many stalagmites gripped to the ground, pointing up, stalactites hanging from the ceiling above. There are a couple of dead bodies and pools of blood. And give me perception checks in the tower. Reese with the third nat 20 in a row.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, Reese, 45 perception, nat 20. So you spot to the north, the air seems weird. It seems wiggly almost.
No, not again. Zafid, we have, wiggly air again. Like that one time when we went into the ground.
I am going to cast True Seeing.
Okay.
And that lasts, sadly, only 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to make the most of it.
All right.
What do I see when I look at that wiggly air with my True Seeing?
You see, let me see here. Is that it? Yes. You see a fountain, a bunch of blood, some bloody footprints leading to a bedroll with a blue-haired gnome lying on a bedroll in a pool of her own, what appears to be her own blood.
I'm too curious to leave that alone and be like, I describe what I see, and I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. Stay here, sire. Wink.
Okay.
And then
Thank you.
tiptoe.
Are you being quiet?
I'm gonna try to stealth up, yeah.
Okay, stealth in the tower, please.
Because not because I'm afraid of the gnome necessarily, but I'm afraid of what might be around the gnome.
Yeah,
if there's
right.
anything.
So yeah, okay, you are fairly certain you're quiet. As a necromancer, I will let you know. Stop there a little. Back up 2.
Mhm.
The body to your right is clearly a ghoul that has been ripped in half.
Mhm.
And there's a human body to your left that has also been bisected. And the more you look, you realize this is probably one of those slaves and ghouls you just saw.
Oh, wow. Okay. Someone destroyed the slaves and the ghouls and didn't bother eating the slaves. They just killed them. I think to myself, I would like to examine from this distance the gnome. Do I see breathing, or do I...
Give me a perception in the tower for checking to see if you see breathing.
Okay. And then also, I don't know if I get any bonuses for True Sight, but let me double check on that.
I'll give you a 2 for it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see her breathing. It's shallow, but she is breathing.
Okay. So she looks like she's injured.
Yes, injured for sure.
I'll sneak up. As I get a better look at this person, does it look like they are the ones that cut everybody in half? Like they... Because it seems like they're holding a sickle.
There's no way that little sickle did this. Something strong ripped those things in half. This is a gnome-sized sickle.
A gnome sickle?
Gnome sickle.
Damn, that was good.
That was real good. Take a hero point for that. That was funny.
Excellent.
I look at the gnome,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna kind of like look around and just can I do a medicine check to see how injured she is?
Sure, go ahead. Medicine in the tower. Okay, yeah, you can see that she was bitten by something with a very large mouth. There's no way a ghoul did this to her.
Oh.
She was not injured by a ghoul. You know that upon immediate inspection. A ghoul did not do this.
I am going to Undeath's Blessing, and then I'm going to put a 2-action harm in her. I'm pretty sure that's just gonna full heal.
Yeah, it is. It's plus 80 and like 8d10 or something stupid.
Like that.
So yeah. What happened? Where am I? Rocks!
Silence!
Rocks! And she almost strikes at you with her sickle, but you give me a reflex save to see if you can stop her.
All right. A reflex save. Good lord. I just can't catch a break here.
Oh, that's enough. Yeah, you grab her wrist as you do that. She. What are you?
You are in the presence of His Majesty, Prince.
Hold on, I forgot what we agreed on. Hold on,
Day Moon, Morningstar the Seventh.
Day Moon, Morningstar the Seventh. Thank you.
His Majesty, Prince Daymoon Morningstar the Seventh of the city of Geb in Nex, and you. What happened here? I'm confused. What I'm seeing.
I'm sorry. Thank you for helping me. My name is Pebble Gloomenbloom. I'm an archaeologist at the University of, I can't remember off the top of my head. The University of
We're both having that sort of day, isn't it? Aren't we?
Yeah. I'm a professor of necroanthropology at the University of Brasselwark. I've been studying the Lenghouls here, and we got attacked. I've been hiding out for weeks, but those people they got attacked.
Okay, by what?
That! And she points directly across the room at one of the stalagmites on the ground. She says,
The rock! It came alive and it bit all of them in half. I barely escaped. Look do you saw what it did to me?
Why is your skin glowing with little lightning bolt marks? Like, what's going on there?
Oh, I'm a rock gnome. It's actually magma.
and she touches your arm and she's hot to the touch.
Oh, okay, well. Can I make a check on one of these rock things? And I'm also going to, do I have message? Can I whisper that to you guys?
Yeah, you have message.
Your Majesty, get down!
I don't think I do have message.
The squeakins.
You could have prepared it this morning. It's
I guess,
one on your list.
I mean, that would make sense. I guess I would take that over invoke true name. I don't think I'm going to have that. So yeah, I use message to basically just relay everything I just learned over here. So that way I point all of our attention to this so we can make a check to figure out what that is.
Okay.
What would
That'd be nature checks in the tower.
Okay, I'm not proficient. So
Yeah,
I'll just
if you're
let you guys.
proficient or higher in nature. Anyanka's a master. Khan. That sounds to you like a Grickatog. They are basically living stalagmites. They have mouths that can burrow.
Ooh.
They look just like a normal rock if you aren't careful.
This is important info. So Sakana's gonna climb out of the pocket, and then depending on where Reese is facing, either facing towards this gnome or facing away, Kana's gonna be on the other side, transform back, and convey that. What did you say the name was again?
Grickatog. Grikkitog. Grickatog.
Grickatog.
Seems like there's several of them here that we'll need to remove. Pebble was your name?
Yeah. As far as I know, there's only the one. Far on the opposite side, across the bridge.
Before we get to the matter of the Grickatogs, what business do you have in the city of Ghouls?
Oh, I wasn't going to the city. I've been camped out here for weeks, watching the comings and goings. The Ghouls and the merchants and slavers. There's been a lot more slavers lately.
I look at the footprints over on the other side. Is that her footprints, clearly?
Yes. She got attacked and she managed to... If you look at the fountain there's a dead ghoul. Or a dead... I guess she wasn't attacked by the ghouls. She was attacked by the Grickatog and managed to wander away. It got its attention. It once it saw those ghouls and the other slaves coming through, it left me alone.
I'm trying to see if there's a way we can avoid combat with these things. How long is their sort of range? It seems like they were able to reach pretty far.
Yeah, I don't know, 30 to 45 feet maybe?
So there's no way, then. We have to kill them.
But it's
definitely that one. And she points to... I'll circle it. That one.
Oh, so this is a stalactite.
The other ones are that's just a regular stalagmite. So it's just that one at the south that is the Grickatog.
And it's
and I look to I can now that
it's
you
a living
are
creature.
aware. Now that you're aware of it, I'll just make it visible.
Yeah.
It's that.
Mm.
I'll get rid of the stalagmite. There we go. Does that look better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose we could... I don't know, we're kind of noisy. We kind of wanted to go in to make an impression, so don't think sneaking through is going to work for us.
No, not with those ugly fuckers. That just looks like disgusting. That is
Isn't it gross?
disgusting.
Yeah, it's a stalagmite with teeth and eyes.
I want nothing to do with that. I'm closing
I
it down so the chat
like it a
doesn't
lot.
have to see it.
It's gonna eat us the minute it knows we're here, so...
Can we
I think
go into your shadow? And avoid them completely?
Of course, sire, you may go into my shadow whenever you please.
Exactly.
And I'm going to... it's not even
Boundaries
my
are
card.
still
I'll say it's
important,
your
even though
card
I'm most.
to use when you want to get into
Do
my
you want to
shadow.
start using that yet?
Yeah.
Because it's 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes per spell slot after that. So you'd be kind of on the clock if you do that. I'm just letting you know. You're welcome to do
we
it.
can't do it multiple times. It's one-time use.
It's one-time use?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
a potion almost.
Uh,
I'm just letting you know.
How about
Yeah.
Nice.
Do what you want.
I will dispatch of the Grickatog from a distance.
You know
And
what?
let me double check what
I might be able to help
Wait a minute.
you.
I've got it.
Yes.
Everybody gather around.
Okay.
You too,
Whoa.
Pebble, unless you want to stay here.
Oh no, I'd love to get out of this cavern. Wow, no, that's not Nyanka's voice. I'd like to get out of this cave.
Well, we're going to the city of Ghouls, so if you've got a way to keep yourself safe in a place where they sell living creatures, then I'd be happy to take you with us.
Oh, I might have some things.
And I just remembered that she has a chest over here. Pebble, having been healed, gets up and walks over to... God, I have something in my throat. Can't get it. Stop it. Sorry about that. She walks over to this chest and pops it open, and she says,
Maybe these can be of assistance.
and there are 2 climbing kit extremes, 2 greater invisibility potions, 1 potion of 5th level spider climb, a rope of climbing greater, and a scroll of hallucinatory terrain 5th.
Oh.
And you realize, Zavid, that that's what you were seeing through was a hallucinatory terrain spell. When it looked like this and it was all wiggly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hallucinatory terrain.
I would love to have all that in my inventory. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll drop it all in.
Something that also could, if we wanted to make things even more ridiculous, she could be added to our procession, and she could pretend to be a meal for His Royal Majesty. Eventually, down the line.
Yeah, I'll like cozy up with you guys. Like, do we want to tell her that we're not actually shitty and that we're here to do something crazy?
I mean, that would probably help.
All right. Hey, Pebble.
Yeah.
Come over here. You've been really great. Also, I love your field of study. That's great. I'm not actually a servant. He's not actually a prince.
Yes,
that rat's not
man.
actually a rat.
Not a prince
That
of
shark's not
bats.
actually a shark. Well, that is a skeleton, though. She is a skeleton. That's
He is
100%.
absolutely-
I am actually a skeleton, yes.
I am actually a
are-
prince, but not of that realm. Thank you. I'm still keeping the voice.
That's fair. Method actor. Listen,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are trying to overthrow someone who has already overthrown a different cult for a god that I follow. It's a long story, don't worry about it. If you'd like to be a part of our little group, since you've been hidden this whole time, no one knows that you're here. No one would know that it's weird that you're with us, as long as you play the part of a slave. Not a
I
fun
think I
part
can-
to play, but it will keep you safe.
Well, I was in the student acting troupe back in school, so I think I could do that. And well, I've seen enough of them come through here. I know kind of how to act.
You can walk the walk and talk the talk, darling, and that is all that matters.
And they do have some of these manacles left.
And she picks up
All right.
a pair of the manacles, and you feel that they're magical, Zavid. You get a ping of magic on these chains and manacles. If you do like a detect magic or read aura or whatever,
Yeah, I have read aura and detect magic. I'll use both.
then you learn that these are manacles of water breathing. Not a pretty magic item, but they are magic items. And that's how they get the slaves down through that water hole. Manacles of water breathing. You know, normally it's like a ring of water breathing or a necklace of water breathing, but no,
Let's-
these are manacles.
This could
of
be
water.
good.
Okay,
I
yeah,
will,
let me give you that as well.
I'll put them on her, and then like tie them to, or like have them connected to like. Do you,
The shark tank?
Anyanka, can she just ride on your thing with you? Like she's your, thing that you're carrying or whatever.
Oh, sure, that'd be fine. Here, hop up, why don't you? The Hoffren can carry your weight, no problem, eh?
All right, now
That
everybody
sounds
get
good.
close.
Okay.
And everyone.
And I'm going to use my racial ability to cast Skirt the Light.
Nice.
And we all go into the shadow plane.
Mm-hmm.
Just temporarily. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna descend. We're basically gonna go around, this way. And descend and just like bypass this whole encounter. Don't want to fight the rock. It also protects us from behind. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. So you go into the shadow border ethereal plane, and everything gets wiggly and turns greenish as colors invert, light becomes dark, and you are able to move with impunity past this Gricketog.
And I imagine it takes a bit of concentration not to go too far because you can eventually just go,
because you can easily go too far.
But basically, yeah, I want to get down here far away from the Gricketog when we come out. So it's
problem.
only just a short time that we're in it, but basically
yeah.
just bypass that whole encounter so we can just keep moving like we didn't
Not a
encounter
problem.
anything.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the effect. Where did it go? There it is.
Light vision's off.
Yep, night vision off. So then that is floor number 2. Get rid of that. There we go. Except you come
Get ready for the
down-
second Gricketog.
Basically, you come
No.
down right about
that
where I
one
put
today.
Rock
That was like an escape plan that I just got rid of. Okay.
there. So you come down right about here-ish, on top of this this kind of plateau that has a step down. But you can see that you finally reached the bottom of this very long, spirally cavern. You can see that there are spider webs everywhere. There are thick boar trails, not like the pig, but like boring trails along the ground. And there is a stairwell at the very southern end. And let me get rid of the Grickatog.
And can you also reveal the map for me again? Because I accidentally closed out of it.
Yes, 1 second.
I right-clicked when I shouldn't have.
I have to add one other thing, sorry. It's this. Come on, go into the combat tracker. And it goes on the map. I need to make everything visible. There we go. What you all see is there are 3 massive spiders that appear to be sleeping in webs. A purple worm trapped in a web. And there is what appears to be some sort of humanoid also trapped in a web to the far east. This is what you see when you come in here.
Damn.
This is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a check on the spiders?
Yes, that would be occultism or religion.
Would you speak Aklo to them?
Probably.
I think I could.
We both could.
I'm almost positive.
Actually.
But let me just make this check and see if I know for sure what they are.
These are Leng spiders. They are undead, and they absolutely are intelligent creatures and speak Aklo. They actually, you rolled high enough to know that they also have tongues permanently cast on them, so they actually speak every language. But their main language that they prefer is Aklo.
Do I know anything about their temperament? Like they can be reasoned with?
They can be reasoned with, but they generally think with their stomach. Let me see. The monstrous bloated spiders from the windswept realm of Leng built eerie, dangerous layers with the aid of magically compelled slaves. Leng spiders have anywhere from 5 to 13 legs, but never an even number. And let me share this image. They look like this.
They
Multiple
are
eyes, purple spiders. They're very, very big.
Yeah.
And again, the purple worm is trapped in this web and thrashing about like this.
So he's making a lot of noise.
Yes,
that
he's very loud. Yeah.
I'm gonna say let's move quickly and quietly. Use the cover of this purple worm to get where we need to be. So I'd like to.
More than okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, basically, my idea would be we get to here and then we have to kind of thread the needle here. But once we do, getting here would be kind of easy.
Right.
And I imagine the Leng spiders are suspended up in the air, so they're not like at eye level.
Yeah, they're like a
kinda
bat.
up on us.
Yeah, they're like bats up on the ceiling.
So can we do stealth?
Absolutely.
I think we'll have to. Look, can I?
Reese has more than enough stealth. Feats
Yeah, you've
for
got
that.
a feat for group stealth check.
Yeah,
right?
the group stealth.
He does.
feat.
Yes, let's do that. Please, let's do that.
Yes.
So it's for. So roll publicly stealth, Reese, at advantage because of the purple worm. So roll twice.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh, good times. That was not a good roll.
That was an
Ooh,
even
that
worse
wasn't good either.
roll.
Use
Remember
my
you-
hero
know-
I was
point.
gonna say you have hero
Okay,
points.
Yeah, I'm going to use a hero
Use
point.
mine for that,
I
please.
was
You're
rolling
looking
too many
for-
nat 20s.
Let me see. Leng spider. Let me tell you what its DC is. You're looking for a 34.
Okay.
So it's not terribly high.
Okay,
You just
so
rolled
I just
shit.
have to not roll like shit. Let's
Come on,
see.
you got this.
Stealth.
Come on. Come on.
There it is.
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
no, another
I'll
5.
use my hero point. I have
Okay.
2. Fuck.
That was enough though, because it was 34.
That was society you just
Oh, wait,
rolled
that was
by
society.
accident.
That's society.
Right.
Oh, okay, hold on.
32.
Wrong
Yeah,
one.
it is 32.
Wrong
You see,
one.
you need an 8, a natural 8.
Natural 8 for
Well, wait a
for
second.
stealth.
I have a question. Is the DC is that the normal DC, or do we get a bonus because the purple worm is providing a lot of extra noise?
I gave him advantage. Oh wait, but you
okay.
didn't roll advantage on your 2.
You know what? I just re-rolled Because
Yeah.
that would have been unfair to use
There you go.
the 6. So, a natural 16.
I forgot I gave
roll.
advantage on
Yes, so
the
that
2
should be
hero
the
point rolls. Roll one more, and if it's also a success, you can take back your hero point, Reese. So roll one more, and if you get a
Ooh.
34 or higher.
All right.
Because
all
I
right.
forgot I told you could roll at advantage. Thanks for reminding me, Shane.
Uh,
Okay, yeah. Reese, take back
That's a
your
20.
hero point, and I'll count the nat 20. You guys are...
let's.
That worm is loud. It is thrashing about, angry, trying to get out of that webbing. So go ahead and
Natty
place
day for
yourselves
me.
about to there. And as you get there, I want Zavid to roll me a perception check in the tower, please.
Oh, of course.
The person trapped in the webbing just to the northeast is a fetchling, and she appears to be not doing well.
All right, everyone, get towards the entrance. I need to check something out.
And I'm gonna move this way. Can I get past these webs, or is this like the whole?
It's
is it like
just
a wall?
difficult terrain. It was mostly a combat problem for if you guys fought these things. But yeah, you're able. If you're not in combat, it's no problem getting across. And you can see that she's a beautiful fetchling woman with white hair that ends in black streaks, or black tips, I mean. Yeah, she's kind of hot. She's got chainmail armor and leather pants, but she is sort of cocooned and barely breathing, seemingly unconscious up in this web. She's breathing.
She's not dead yet. I don't have to eat her until she dies. So I'm gonna. I think we've had enough time. No, well, we didn't really rest, did we? I have 2 focus points though. I'm gonna do Undeath's Blessing on her,
Okay.
and then a harm to bring her back.
Okay. Once again,
And I'm gonna put a hand on her mouth so that she doesn't say anything.
and she's struggling, but after a moment, she'll quiet down.
There are, as you no doubt know, lang spiders, and they are asleep. If it weren't for the purple worm they caught, they would know of our presence. I would like to cut you out, but first I must know who you serve.
My name is Yemza. I was a butcher in Nimret Noctoria, but since the rise of the honorable and one powerful Lord Kerotz, I have been out gathering more of the meats in the deserts.
Serve Lord Karats.
Yes, the honorable and powerful leader of Nimret, Lord Kerotz.
Well, that's so great because we wanted an audience with Lord Karats. You see, I serve one of the fine noble princes of Nex. The Prince Damien.
Moon. Morning
Moon.
Star the 7th.
I need to write it down.
Prince
But give me a perception
Moon.
check. Zavid.
Morning Star.
And then let her see if she understands the name, and then have her ask like the 5th.
No, the 7th.
Yeah, she does.
You represent Damon the Fifth? He's quite a celebrity.
No, the 7th, the younger brother.
Oh,
Just as
okay.
just as powerful and reputable as his older sibling.
yes. Just
of
like
course.
Dr. Salt. Good as Dr. Salt.
All right. I will cut you down, but in exchange, you must bring us to your master. Do we have
Give me
an
a perception check in the tower.
Sure.
Everyone or just me?
Just Zavid.
What was
Okay.
the god's name again?
The god's name?
Yeah. Who she serves.
Oh, she didn't say the name of a god. She said Kerotz, who was in Zavid's backstory. That's the one he got that letter from in the Scribbler's Den, Kerotz.
He's the guy that usurped the cult.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she says to you,
Yes, if you cut me down, I will take you to the immortal lord and generalissimo of Lord Karot. And with your roll, you can finally figure out that she's terrified of Lord Karot's. So what she's doing is kind of that North Korea thing where she's overcompensating by throwing out, oh, dear leader kind of stuff, just in case you're loyal to him. And she clearly is not loyal to Karot's, but she's trying to act like it in case you are.
Well, she knows that I serve someone else, and I have not identified myself as part of, like, this sort of cult. However, that I am friendly to Karot's, because I'm trying to secure an audience with her master for my master, right? So, I'll say,
Yes, I know. He's very wonderful.
I kind of look around, I'm like,
I promise this. You lead us to him. You'll never have to worry about displeasing your master again. You catch him.
Oh, yes, okay. An audience with the mighty noble Karats. I will
so I start cutting her loose.
bring you to him, yes.
And she does get cut down after a moment, but you're gonna need to move kind of quick. So I've got to... There we go. I can get rid of your token here. Oop. So you have cut down Nemza and managed to get her over to the stairwell.
Oh, you have quite a large group here. I am Yemza.
My noble master, and I do like a bow. I have found us a guide who will bring us to Lord Karats, so you may secure your audience, my master.
Of course. I absolutely adore this. I love this. Let's go. And get the fuck out of here.
And just in case the fetchling doesn't bow, I like put their head down, like, bow, you idiot.
Yes, she does it as you do that.
Of course,
you're
yes.
so appreciative.
Oh, your highness,
yes, of course. Thank you. I'm not as important or as cool as my brother, but fine.
So,
Oh, this
You
is
get-
Cornelius, but
Hello, Cornelius. I am
you do a
I'm
quite
Yemza.
small bow for Cornelius. They're my royal pet.
Okay.
and Yemza bows to Cornelius as well.
Excellent. Respect is
Yemza.
all squared away. Let's go.
Okay, so you walk down the stairs out of this cave, and it opens up fairly quickly once you get out of this area, and you're actually kind of amazed at what you see in front of you. There's an entire underground ecosystem here. I'll share this art with you. An extremely expansive cave extends far in front of you, perhaps kilometers. There are ancient broken bridges and columns, lots of lost architecture that's been left to rot. There are clearly walk paths and trails that ghouls have come and go with their their slaves and everything. And I want Zavid specifically to give me a crafting check in the tower.
Who wrote? Wow.
I did.
Perfect.
Love it.
It's just like, oh wow. In the tower here.
Yes. Nat 20. Wow, holy shit. Okay, good one. Good time for that. Zavid, the first thing you notice when coming into this cavern is that your bag starts vibrating.
My bag?
Your rucksack, your backpack.
I'll look through. What's vibrating?
You see that the pyramid of axiatite that you got at the top of the pyramid of the Pharaoh of Masks is lit up and vibrating. And as you look at it, you look up and you can see that there are the size of actual pyramids coming down from the ceiling of pure axiatite. And you can see them on the map. I've added them in Photoshop. At the very back, I'll circle them.
I
Whoops,
see
sorry, I
them,
didn't mean
yeah,
to
I see
erase your
them.
wow.
No
These
worries.
going
I see
far
them.
into the background are literally
So-
like the pyramids of Giza sized pyramids of
no.
axiatite shit
And we
coming down
know
the ground.
by now that these are connected to the imprisonment of Rovagug, yes?
Because, and I have this quote at the ready, when you were in the Pyramid of the Masked Pharaoh, and you got your Pyramid of Axiotite, there was a quote upon it that said this: "As the pyramids upon the surface guard Galarian from the Destroyer, so too do the Pyrolactites guard from below." And that you get the sense that this is what you're looking at, is if that little chunk that you have, that tiny Pyramid of Axiotite, was enough to house the soul of Jetrieti, the Masked Pharaoh, the guy who was supposed to be forgotten, what do you think these could do?
Yeah.
What are these for? It becomes readily obvious that these are the types of things that were used to house Rovagug.
And I imagine that the lay person does not know any
100%.
of this. This is just like a feature of this place, but
Feature
not
of the landscape.
one that people don't know what it is. Okay,
Not a
good.
Absolutely. No one has any clue what these are. That is extremely arcane, or like weird occult knowledge for you.
I'll make a show of whispering to Reese, as like an aide does, sire, and then I just be like, those are those big pyramids keeping Rovagug in place.
Oh my
That's pretty cool.
But I love that. Oh.
And then, like, of course, Anna is like on the shoulder, so it's like right there too, so you both can hear this.
Oh, how I hate that, but love that at the same time. It's enchantingly evil. In the best of ways.
And I'll look to our fetchling friend. Would you say her name was Yemza?
Yemza, Yemza, Yemza.
Lead on, Lady Yemza.
Yes, of course. Well, it's just this way. You can see the paths are pretty obvious. But this way, through the waters.
And she does lead you. It takes an hour or two to get through the cavern to the proper place, and you basically just follow this river, this creek, down further into the caverns, and eventually it does reach a lake, and you can see before you a very large built town within this massive underground cavern.
No.
There are spires everywhere. It's very much like Venice in that a large river system flows through it, right through the center. And I actually have, and as you get here, Yemza will say,
I happen to have this map on me, so if you need it, we can look here.
and she'll show you the map of Nemret Noctoria.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
Spoopy.
So, she'll tell you that
In the center of town, there is the market square. That's where there's usually is the slave sales. They happen twice a day, so they're very frequent. The castle is in the center of the river, as you can see, connected by a bridge to both sides. Here.
Who rules the city?
That? Well,
and she looks around and says,
Lord Karatz, but before him, it was the Priest King Kortash.
let me double check.
Yeah, Priest King Kortash Kane. He's a ghast.
What became of Kortash?
I believe he still lives in the castle. We have not heard any decrees from him since the beneficent leader Lord Karatz has assumed power.
He unlives in the castle.
Yeah.
He unlives in the castle, yes.
Charming.
Resides in the castle.
All right. Let's go for the castle first, and then perhaps we can
Actually, huddle up. Should we go for the slave market first and maybe very discreetly plant the seed of a distraction or something there, maybe give weapons to the slaves and then leave, or what should we do?
I think a plan would be smart because we do not want to be in the same place, same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're gonna go full Spartacus?
we might as well while we're here.
Listen, there needs to be, it can't just be us killing him. There needs to be chaos happening as
Yes.
cover so that we can We don't have a lot of
Escape.
time to get our revolution going, but luckily we don't need to unite the slaves. They all want freedom if we give them the means for it. And we get to the castle before it pops off.
Okay.
And you can see Shark Sarah Nulia like swimming around, like really finally a lot of energy, looks excited at hearing this plan.
I am here for this. Yes. Let's do it.
Here's what I would like to do. I'll say this.
We'll go to the castle first. Once we get there, we'll have them sort of register the pets, right? Khan, you can get away as you need to if you like, but Cernulia,
You know what? Anyanka and Saranulia could probably lead a revolt.
Oh yeah,
You think?
easy. That's right up Sarah's alley. She's a liberator. That's literally her thing.
And then with Anyanka's magical support to like hide her when needed, I think the two of them could just
Really
accomplish
get
this on
shit
their own.
done. Yeah.
I'll say, Anyanka, my liege, wouldn't you not like to see the slave pens and sails? I could bring our master to the palace myself, and you can get a sight of the town. Perhaps you might want to take Reginald on a little tour as well.
Oh, aye, I think I could do that. I think Reginald might like to see the sights. It's been too long since I've been to a city that's full of undead. You get tired being amongst the living.
And Reginald has not been out in the public eye in a very long time. He will love this.
Well, come on then, Reginald, let's go.
And Anyanka and Sarah will go to the main square. I like that plan a lot.
Okay, so do we have the Nemrat map open, or do we have the land with everything else open? What should be open for the map?
Currently just Nemra and Noctoria the map.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yes. So you're going to the castle then?
Mm-hmm.
We will follow the fetching woman Yemza to the castle, having our court wizard and pet shark go take a nice little trip to the slave area, and to meet up with us if basically once they start to get things popping off, if they want to like rendezvous with us when our ship pops off so they can come in and help us when we need them, that'd be great. If it takes more time, like if Miss Liberator needs to liberate, that's okay too. Having Anyanka either helping her out or helping us out would both benefit us, as long as Saranulia is never alone at any moment. Like she needs to always have somebody with her.
I think that will work perfectly fine.
Righto, I'll keep it right next to me the whole time. Good luck.
Well, and Yemza will say,
There's several ways to get in. There's the front gate, which I wouldn't recommend, but there's also a back route where the meat deliveries go in.
I think the front gate would be very scary, but I also believe that as a prince,
Yes.
you would not settle for the back gate, would you?
I would not.
Perhaps if we carry ourselves as an official, this might be a...
The front door over the back door is always way less messy.
I'm gonna also put on, I'm sure I have something in my inventory that can function as a mask. I'm not sure what I could have, even if it's just like a shawl that cover my face.
sure, yeah.
I don't want to be immediately recognized by my mortal enemy.
Right, that checks out. Just remember, you do have two Baba Yaga cards. You got one, the Meld into Zavid Shadow card, and the other one is the Be Under the Effects of Death's Blessing for 24 hours card. Elliot has both of them.
I do.
Oh, you know what?
Now would be the time for both of those.
I think.
Or one or
Let's
the
take
other.
3 minutes so I can refocus.
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
easy.
That's all right. And then, can I get a quick reminder of what Wog's Lucky Get spell does again?
Absolutely. Fantasy Grounds is chugging because I'm setting some stuff up right now. But I remember the Lucky Get spell is a focus spell that makes it so that one of your allies can roll at advantage on their next d20 roll, or your enemy can roll at disadvantage on their next d20 roll.
Okay.
Advantage or disadvantage for a focus point.
Okay, that's really good.
It's very
Okay.
helpful, yeah. Sorry about Fantasy Grounds.
Right.
It's dying right at the moment.
So, I would like to get my focus points back, and then I want to activate. Let's go through the back. I'll say we're going through the front, but once we get to the thing, I'd like to. I think I want to ditch Yemza, and go through the back, but with my shadow.
All right.
So you guys
how do
hide
you
in my
get rid of
shadow.
her?
What's that?
How do you get rid of Zyemza? Like, what do you tell her?
This is tough.
Maybe
I guess,
scout ahead or something like that. We need to take a tiny detour. I don't know.
Oh, I know what to do.
Okay.
We're already in the city by this point, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Few things. First of all, it's not going to take us an hour to get there because I saw the hundreds of feet. This is actually kind of small from what I can see. I'm going to give Mimic Undead to our prince here, along with Enhanced Senses, so you have Dark Vision. So you've got Mimic Undead and Enhanced Senses on you. As well as I'm going to... Where is it? There it is. I'm going to give to our friend Yemza. Say, Yemza, my master has had the change of heart. I think we're going to do some other things. But we don't want you to send you back to your master without a gift. I'll pull out the box of colding. I'll say, I think if you bring this to your master, and I bring out the real nice pickled halfling feet and the fairy stuff, bring this, I believe that your master will reward you greatly. And go through the front gate. Make a big scene of going through the front gate. Draw some attention if you could. And I'll give her a wink.
Very well. I can do that. These look very good. I haven't had pickled halfling feet in decades.
Pickled feet you can have. That fairy you don't touch. That goes to your master. If you have any sense of self-preservation.
Yes. I know better than to eat the good stuff. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
I'll also give her a potion of invisibility. I'm feeling generous.
If things go bad, use this to get yourself out of trouble. It'll conceal you from sight for a short time.
Thank you. You're very kind. Not as kind as the glorious leader Karatz, but still kind.
And I'll say and you better do what I say because I will know if you don't. Will know if you don't. So go ahead. You should be fine though.
Thank you. I'll make sure that this goes to Lord Karatz through the front gate.
All right, I'll let her do that, and then after she's out of sight, I want to take you all into my shadow in an alleyway, and then it's just me. And I'll take that other potion of invisibility after they're in my shadow. And then I want to go through the back gate with my friends literally shadowing me.
Literally shadowing you, yes. So the power of his shadow seeps out like smoke, and it touches your feet and slowly envelops all of you. And the shadow goes back to just the shape of Zavid's shadow. Someone would have to be specifically looking, but if they looked real close, they could just barely see all of you kind of peeking around the edges of his shadow. But you would need to be specifically looking for it to see it. But yes, you were able to get in around back the way Yemza showed you. And it is just more of a creek than anything. It smells terrible because it is obviously used as a latrine washout, I suppose. But you make your way in, and this is taking too long. 1 second. So all of you, there we go, managed to get in up at The winding creek eventually comes to an open cavern with a pool of water and a stairwell that leads to the west and north, but then also a bit of a cavernous walkway that seems to go deeper into the mountain.
Okay. And Saranulia and Anyanka and her.
Oh, that's right. They are here. Right. That's right.
As cool as that would have been.
No, that's I had forgot. They were still in the combat tracker.
Okay.
There we go.
So, I've got Rot Trot along with Reese and Khan in my shadow. And once I get about here, I pop that potion and make sure that everyone having Undeath's Blessing is also good for the next 24 hours. So all that stuff is popped and running on the clock now.
Okay, so everything is now on the clock. That is fantastic. So I'm finally done. Thank you for your patience. Has that map loaded for you?
Yes.
Great. So, you basically have two choices for where to go at this point. There's a stairway, and then kind of the southwest, there's a walking path that goes. It's clearly more natural or carved, but not architecture.
I feel like the stairway is going to lead us into the building proper, which is where I want to be. And being invisible, I'm fairly confident my stealth checks will be good enough to like move through, since it's just me and I've got that buff.
Oh, that's right, invisible. I can give you. That's an actual like helpful buff.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can take Yemza off the combat tracker as well. That'll help. Invisible on Zavid, and the rest of you are also essentially you can't be attacked. The rest of you.
They're inside a shadow of an invisible man right now. So
Yes.
if anyone was just like, I thought I heard something. That shadow that I can't see, that's invisible.
Ugo would hear them.
There's something weird about it, right? There's no way that they would know.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll me stealth +4 at advantage publicly. There's a feed.
Okay. Damn. With advantage, huh?
+4 for invisibility, advantage because of all the card effects. The 18 plus 28. No, it's fine.
I'm
18
sorry.
plus 28.
I thought right clicking would give me advantage, but it's they nat 18 plus 28.
18 plus 28 is 46. That's extremely high. You're fine. So what you see is that comes to a small hallway with a closed door.
I'm going to check it to see if it's locked.
Doesn't appear to be locked, no.
I'm going to slowly open it and peer through.
Okay. You see that there is, let me see if I can... There we go. Did something just appear?
Yep.
Yes? Okay, so you do see that there appears to be a blue-skinned ghoul eating something in the small alcove to the right. But that's all that's in here.
I'm going to cast... now, it is invisible. Can I cast spells and attack? Or is it...
Great. 4th level invisible. You're fine.
Sweet. I cast a 3rd level Bind Undead on this thing.
Okay, let's see. So that's a Ghoul Razor Claw? Which ones are these? Is that
Please
just
be 3rd or less. Please. It's like a low-level guy.
Yeah, it's a 2nd level creature. So you don't even need to roll.
Yes!
It's low enough leveled that you just snatch this guy under your control.
He's mine, and I'll speak to him and say, "Walk forward, and open the door."
And it does
and
so
I
without.
follow him.
Yeah, and it opens this door.
He's my puppet. He's opening the doors for us now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And it looks like a wall, but it walks up to this wall at the end of this small hallway. Scratches its claw down the wall, and the stone opens up into what is clearly a butcher area. And there's another ghoul in here. Let me make invisible. There we go. Who is kind of wandering around, cutting meat, moving meat. Then it walks in and steps aside.
I whisper to my minion here. Walk to the other end of the room with purpose. If you are questioned by the other ghoul, say that you have official business. Something to report to Karatz, Lord Karatz.
starts walking across, and the other ghoul does stop, and it starts to speak in is Aklo or is it Shadow Tongue?
Well, I mean, there's I think if these ghouls are
These are
Karat's,
Langghouls, yeah.
Necrol, the language of the dead.
Okay. So yeah, they're speaking in Necrol to each other, and one of them says, "Why are you coming through the butcher shop, the butchery? You have no business in here. I gave you your ration." And the one you have control of says, "I have a business with the Lord Karat. Stand aside." And the other one, and goes back to chopping. They're kind of like chihuahuas with a small gate between them, where they're but if you actually removed the gate, they wouldn't do anything.
Right, yeah,
So,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's very that. So he moves to the front and opens up a very large room that is filled with bookshelves. And there are also more in here. There's a ghast. And what is this? Another Langhoul. And there's one... I can't get it over there. Damn it. I have to get it over. There it is. There is one thing that is very strange to see. You see what is called a watchtower shadow. You don't need to roll for it, Zavid, because you know what these are. It is essentially for lack of a better term, a raised shadow. But it's kind of they're frequently used in areas like this as guards for castles and things. They're very mindless, but they're a strange combination of necromancy and shadow magic.
I just kind of
opens the gate.
Take a
and
mental
the door
note, like that's cool. I tell my minion,
take the path that leads to where you know Lord Karat to be. If you are questioned, again, you have official business with him.
It just points to the other double door at the north side of the room. Lord Karat's beyond the doors.
I command you to open the doors.
I do. And it walks with purpose proudly across the walkway here.
Should I make another stealth check as I'm moving past these things?
Roll
Just
2 stealth checks.
because I want to make sure we're doing this right. Okay, so wait a minute. I add +4 to each of these.
+4 at advantage.
Okay, I'm just gonna do that same thing where I rolled 2 at once, and then we just apply what we need to apply.
Sure.
A 19.
A 19, you're fine. Okay. You're absolutely fine. So it opens these doors, and I'm going to open up more and more, but the first thing you see is there is a ghast guard right in front of you. Then it opens up into a significantly larger room with 7 stars upon the ground, a statue at the far end. There's a throne adorned with skulls in front of the statue, and upon it sits a regally dressed, ornately adorned ghast with a pet shadow ghast that has been bisected that he's slowly petting, that's next to his throne. There are 2 other things you see. The first is Lord Karat's, standing to the right of the throne. I have an image of him here. Bald of head, green of skin, a large book at his side, and a staff in his hands. You recognize the red, piercing eyes of Karat's. And there's one thing that hurts you most. To the left of Priest King Kortash is a creature. A shadowy creature.
No!
And I don't need you to roll for this. Because you are a Kayal. And Kayals are naturally part of the Shadow Realm. You used to be Aslanti elves, who had shadows seep into them. So you know that shadows are an innate part of your biological physiology. So you know that one of the worst punishments a Kayal can be put through, one of the largest pains and biggest dishonors, is to have their shadow removed from their body. And what you see before you is a shadow golem who has the face of Giza.
I try to Steady my
It
resolve.
disgusts you. You feel a pit in your stomach as you see this creature. It would be like removing a person's skin and making a creature out of it.
I think it steals my resolve in what I have to do. And I know that time's of the essence because the minute this door opens, there's going to be a what's the meaning of this going on? So I tell my ghoul to say,
I have information for my lord. It is gravely important.
It
I
does
tell
so.
him to say that verbatim.
It tells to the ghoul. I have important information for the Lord. Move aside. And again, gnashing of teeth, but it finally does step aside, and it kind of gallops to the front and bows and says, my lords, Lord Karat, Lord Priest King Kortash, have very important information to tell you immediately, please.
And I say, tell them that there is royalty from the city of Geb here to meet with them on short notice. And they sent an emissary to the front gate with food, special food for the Lord of the city.
Okay, and it will do that.
Yes, there's a royal outside must get, and they have sent many foods, delicious meats from faraway land. The royal procession, yes, my lords, please, you must know.
And Priest King Kortash, he's petting his ghoul, and he just says,
Well, then, we got a royal procession coming in. Let them through.
he's from down under.
You can't.
So we're done in like 10 minutes, right? With this session.
Pretty soon, yeah. Could be, yeah, it'll be relatively
When I get my
soon.
hands on you.
One of these days. There he
I
is.
thank you. I tell
I finally
him.
found your little ally guy. He's green now.
I tell him to say that the gifts are being brought by the servant Yemza.
Yes, Yemza. She will bring the gifts straight away.
Say that the court wizard and some of the royals' retinue are visiting the slave market before they reach the palace. You may want to send a party to receive them there and bring them here.
Okay.
But
Then,
but say it in a way of a suggestion, not as a command, because it will kill
Yes,
you.
of course.
And the ghoul does relay all of that to the king, and the king does seem very interested in. That sounds great. Send out the guards. And so he runs out and speaks to this guard, and you can't really hear what they're saying, but there's more gnashing of teeth. And the two of them both run off. And these actually all, well, not the water shadow, but the rest of these also follow along with it.
Okay. And I'm going to just sit right there. I'm in the middle of the room. I'm not moved. And I am just watching and listening.
And you can see that Karats has not done much of anything. He's just been standing there with his staff. He looked a little quizzically at that ghoul, but it didn't seem out of place for it to come in here like that. And they don't seem
Is
to
there
have
any
noticed you.
conversation after that?
No, after that, the king just goes back to petting his gas. He says,
Easy go, doggy. Easy go, board in.
I want you to give me a perception check in the tower.
Yeah. I need to see what's going on. I think Karat's probably bound this guy like I bound that other ghast. That's my suspicion.
Oh, there's something up with his brain. He's not himself. He's being controlled. You rolled really high.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and-
he's being controlled, is he?
Yeah, he's definitely being controlled.
You'd say with maybe like a spell or
Like probably a
curse?
spell, yeah, or maybe something like
Oh.
that, yeah. You could roll a religion check to find out exactly.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, natural 17 for a 45. Look at that. You know that he has been bound. This is a ghast. He's an undead. He's not a very powerful... excuse me. He's not a very powerful ghast. He's only powerful in so much as he's rich.
I see.
He doesn't have physical power. He has political power.
I would like to. Well, hold on. Do I have a? Is the range on dispel magic? Is it a touch? I think it's ranged, right?
Let's look. Dispel magic. Spells. Dispel magic is 120 feet. Yeah, huge range.
I have a 5th level casting of it I would like to use. But I would like to, since I have that range, I'd like to get a little distance. Maybe there's a statue over here on the right side. I'd like to sneak, wide berth, sneak around very quietly and get behind the statue before casting the spell under my breath, very quietly. Do I have to make some stealth checks for this?
No, I'll roll over your natural 19 there. That was really good.
Okay.
So you are casting Dispel Magic, that's right?
On our Ghoul King, yes.
You're gonna need to roll, actually, I'll just use your religion check there, your 45. That's gonna dispel it. So how does this look when you release this king from his binding?
It's like a whispered prayer to Cabreri in I think I'm gonna use Shadow Tongue to do it. And it's just like this, it sounds almost like, you know, if you're in like an old house and you feel like you hear like something like, oh, it's probably the wind, you know, but it kind of sounds like it could be something more, just that sort of eerie, you know, kind of over, like when holding the One Ring, you know,
Yeah.
you know, like the Mordor speak. It's like that.
Okay.
And there's just this sort of this glamour over his eyes that if it's dispelled, like there's like a, you know, like sentience and will return to him as this sort of whispered, almost like worm tongue comes into his ears and releases him from the binds of that spell.
And you can tell it kind of works because his head flops forward for a second and he's rubbing the bridge of his nose.
Hey, what's going on here? You look familiar.
And he's looking over at Karatz, and Karatz suddenly is very confused. Oh, what is the meaning of this? What happened with you? And he no, and he's like trying to figure out what's happening, and he's pulling out his book, flipping through.
He's scrambling. While he's doing that, I'd like to sneak. I want to sneak over here, and I want to, well, I think there's a way I can do something that will do several things at once. I would like to get right behind the statue.
Here, I can give you the grid if you need it.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is good. Right behind the throne, exactly here. To where I'm pretty close to Karatz, and I would like to cast an 8th level spell called Anti-Magic Field.
Oh shit!
And I believe this will undo the magic of my invisibility, as well as the magic that's keeping my friends in my shadow, where they will spring out. We will hopefully.
If you want it to do that, it will. But I'll say that the cards do take priority over in-game stuff.
It's divine.
So they can stay in your shadow if you want. If you want them to spring out,
okay, you can. They stay in my shadow, and I'm hiding behind the throne as I shut down all magic around me.
Yes. Okay. So
can I read the spell because it has
That's
some
amazing.
specific...
Yeah, read it. What's the radius? Firstly,
it's a 10-foot emanation, so he has to get within 10 feet of me, and it's sustained for up to a minute. So things are going to be happening pretty fast here. So I guess I'd have to get like right.
You'd have to get right there.
Yeah.
You rolled a natural 19, and he's not paying attention.
I think I basically I'm gonna be like, all right, here comes the swagger. I'm gonna walk invisibly, kind of standing up straight, cast the spell, and then when he looks up, he'll see me. But what the spell does is you repel all magic from the target area, preventing spells and other magic from functioning completely. Spells can't penetrate the area. Magic items cease to function within it, and no one inside can cast spells or use magic abilities. Likewise, spells such as Dispel Magic can't affect the field itself unless they are of a higher level, 8th level or higher, or no, 9th level.
9th level or higher. I'm gonna check and see if he has that.
Yeah, you check on that.
Yeah, I don't think he does, but I'll look.
I was gonna say,
no.
I need to... Okay. Magic effects resume the moment they pass outside the field. For example, a ray fired from one side of the field could target a creature on the other side as long as caster and target are both outside the field. A summoned creature winks out of existence but reappears if the field moves or ends. Invested magic items cease to function, but they remain invested and resume functioning when they exit the field. The ability boost from an Apex item isn't suppressed within the field. So I'm guessing like these cards are like Apex items.
Yeah. Those don't count.
Spells of a higher level than the anti-magic field also overcome its effects. So yeah, it could also count like that. And can even be cast by a creature within the field. Ooh. The field disrupts only magic, so a +3 longsword still functions as a longsword. Magically created creatures such as golems function normally within an anti-magic field. So this does not...
I'll tell you right now, Giza is a golem.
Yeah. She's not screwed up.
Nope, Giza's fine. She's a golem.
But he is, because he's trying to figure out what's going on. So I emerge from behind the throne and I say, "It's been a long time, Karatz."
You're still invisible. Unless you want to drop the invisibility. Oh, that's right. Yeah, anti-magic field. You're right. That's right.
I was going to say, is that someone made a level of invisibility of like 10th level or something on this
I forgot you had anti-magic field. My mistake. Yes, so you say what now? I'm sorry for interrupting.
I say, "It's been a long time, Karatz."
Ooh. Wait a minute. Weren't you that low-level whelp who ran? I thought my ghouls tracked you down. Who are you?
Your ghouls. That's a lot of gall, coming from someone who should be serving a higher power.
And I want my voice to like a ghost. Well, I can't ghost out it, but basically I'm just raising my voice to echo through the chamber.
Cabreri is displeased with you, Karatz. You called me traitor when you
That is
were the
foolhardy.
I usurped his power of the cult.
I perform his sacrament monthly.
I'm here to make things right.
Right from what? You ran like a coward.
I ran and bided my time, increased my power and my connection with our Lord. And now, he has come for you. You can do one of two things, whelp. And I say that with a little bit of disdain. You can either abdicate what you've done, and maybe Cabreri will find a place for you in his fold again. Perhaps he will spare you the worst of the punishments that await you. Or you can fight and die here and be consumed by the ghoul god in the afterlife.
Give me an intimidation check.
Sure.
Holy
Publicly.
shit.
At advantage.
Oh, this is great.
Sure, advantage. I'll roll a
roll
second
twice.
time. Oh, almost a 20 on the second one.
Let's see. It is... Okay. He looks to you and he says,
I will not be preached to by the likes of you. Giza, attack your friend.
and he takes his hand and he points his staff at the golem, and nothing happens.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah.
He points his staff and nothing happens. And he picks up his hand and he points it at you, and he's doing the somatic components and he's the verbal components to cast vampiric exsanguination or something on you. Oh no, he's trying to cast harm. He thinks you're living. He tries to cast harm on you, but isn't able to do it.
What have you done?
I want to grab his hand, and then I want to say,
I'm doing what's right. Okan, Oris, come on out now.
And I think we're gonna just be right in front of him.
Yep, you can choose to drop the card magic whenever you like. So now is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Suddenly, an undead horse and a Reese dressed foppishly and Khan nearly foaming at the mouth, ready for a fight, appear in front of you. Everyone, roll initiative, please.
You've
Okay.
fucked with the wrong.
And then-
And you guys can use stealth. The two of you, Reese and Khan,
And-
can use stealth.
Yeah.
I got to get going here in a second,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
I
gonna
just wanna
stop
get the-
right
Oh, 19.
Okay.
Let's
I just want to get the initiatives out.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes!
2 19s. Look at that.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna make Karat's roll. Let's see, where's his?
I'm still the highest roll.
And that puts Karat's at a 47, so he's still first. But I'm going to say his action was to attempt to command Giza and to try and cast 2-action harm on you. So I think this will be a great place for us to stop. When we come back, Reese will be the first person up.
Excellent.
So, Lux Et Umbra, Zavid, you finally found Karat's, the wicked bastard who not only killed Giza, but rended her shadow from her very body and formed her into a shadow golem. Your
I'll have to
first
deal with that
friend-
later.
We're gonna have to deal with that later, but your first friend stands before you, as does your enemy. And we'll see everyone next time on Tales from Shadow Valley. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you'll join us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.